All right. You know what that sound means. That sound means it's another great edition of the Thursday Night Throwdown on Sunday. So joining me always with my boy D a little bit later. Rich will be here later. We'll break down tonight's game as we go through. We've got a doozy one for you. We've got the land of no offensive lines, Tampa Bay versus Dallas. Uh, Basically, you're going to have Tampa Bay trying to replace the loss of Jensen, the loss of the retirement of Marpet. It should be a very interesting game. I will tell you, and I'll wait for Rich, but right now, I agree with Yella. In Dallas, questionable marks. I like the under in this, and I actually like Dallas to win the game. We're going to break down. We'll go through the props. We'll go through everything. We'll see what everyone's doing, what's there. But it basically looks at both defenses should be run, be able to sack the quarterback multiple times. I think Brady gets sacked here. I think Prescott gets sacked. If you got a sack prop for this game, it should be a 5.5. I'd be on that. I think you're looking at 3 sacks apiece, easy from both teams. And it's going to be really tough sledding for both of these teams. Dallas obviously lost some weapons. It's questionable who play. The one prop that I've already taken, I mean, we took it all last year, and I think he'll be even a bigger aspect this year than he was last year, is Tony Pollard. The Dallas defense is one of the best in the league. They're going to be outstanding. Anytime you look at the Dallas defense, you look at when Michael Parsons was playing, they're going to be able to get after the quarterback. And it's a question of, can the Bucs run the ball? Can you throw it there? It's a question of who's playing for the Bucs. You have Jones is gimpy, Godwin is gimpy. Evans is one back issue from one catch there until he's out. So there's a lot of things essentially. I mean, Godwin's going to play tonight. He is listed as active, so which is good for Tampa because they badly need him. So the inactives for Tampa, just to let you know, are Kyle Trask, Scotty Miller, Fred Johnson. Nobody really worried at all from the Bucs perspective. So for the most part, it's everybody 100% full go. When you look at the Dallas section, Michael Gallup will not play. There was questionable that he was possible, but it didn't really look like he was going to play. And then Jalen Tolbert is a healthy scratch, which he was going to be one of the guys that kind of helped the Dallas punt return. Had a great preseason running the ball. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. Should be good. Should get Rich in here any minute now to be able to go through. So the one thing I was going to say, the one prop I'm looking at right now is Pollard. Pollard's getting a lot of look at being the extra receiver, kind of that fifth receiver from Dallas. You're going to see Pollard a lot of times line up in the slot, with Pollard basically having receiving targets besides his running back targets. He should easily be able to put his yards mark and his reception mark. And this Bucs defense is good. That's why I'm all over the under in this game. I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be exciting from a defensive perspective. And despite people all claiming that the Bucs have a top 5 secondary, I don't see it. And I'm from Tampa. I'm full Tampa, but I don't see this great secondary that guys talk to. Jamel Dean's not scaring anybody. I think the biggest question in this whole game is for both teams. How long do you hold the ball before you get smacked? Because I think Shaq Barrett, with the loss of Smith being out for most of the season, that's kind of there. Yeah, I would have a lot more if Tennessee actually figured out how to win a football game and kick a field goal. So, what's up, Rich?
What's going on?
How much? really kind of a piss poor weekend, to be flat out honest with you. But
yeah, yesterday was pretty bad, and today wasn't really much better, to be honest.
Well, yeah, San Francisco killed it for me. And just flat out honest, full disclosure, I gave the teaser for San Francisco, and I hammered that. I
had them in one of my teasers, and then I hit, because you and Mike were both on the San Fran Baltimore teaser, and I'm like, okay, so I'll just hit that too, and then I hit that, and then both those teasers lost. So I'm like, well, fuck. And then Cincinnati can't beat the fucking Steelers, so then that teaser lost. So yeah, it was of all the teams in that teaser, I'm like, Jacksonville's going to be the one that's going to screw it up for me. Nope.
No, I mean, I ended up having. I had a chance to get a lot back and like be really set for this game. All I needed to do was get the Chargers over, and that died a horrible death really early. And then you had a chance. The worst part was I had a chance to completely hedge because it gave me a live line of 53.5, which is a 1.5 off my line, and I hedged it for like 10% of it. Yeah. I went, I think they're going to get it because I want this. And that was dumb. So, I mean, show plays that we're on. So what's your take? What do you think my look is essentially of taking that under? At under 51.50.5.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think these defenses are going to be tough. And honestly, I'm worried about Dallas's offensive line. Dallas's offensive
I'm worried
line
I'm worried about the same thing in the Bucks too.
Yeah, well, Dallas is, yeah, exactly. Both the O lines are depleted right now, and I mean, I'm worried about whether or not either of them are going to be able to keep their quarterbacks upright long enough to move either of these offenses.
Yeah.
So if we want to go under, I'm okay with that. If we want to make under if we want to do a teaser and make under part of the teaser, I don't know. Honestly, I think the Bucks win this game. I don't think Dallas is going to win this game. I don't know. It's tough because of where the number is. You don't really like. I don't want to tease it through 0. So,
no, I mean,
it's kind of a bad spot.
Yeah, the teaser, I like Dallas. I'll be honest, I think Dallas wins the game because I think they'll be able to run the ball. I think that Parsons and stuff like that. I think Dallas's defense is going to be able to make plays, and I think the 15 days off for Tom Brady is not going to help things.
I think, and to be completely honest, I think that's why we saw a lot of the shit happen today that we saw. Like a lot of the stuff that we saw happen today that was like, man, I can't believe this team's losing to this, or I can't believe this guy's playing so poorly. These guys don't play in the preseason anymore. A lot of them, like it's totally okay. These teams are totally okay with these guys not playing in the preseason. Well, it's not a fucking switch. You can't just turn it on and go out there and get right back into things. Like these guys need to like get acclimated with the offense and stuff. And I think that's probably the biggest issue that a lot of these teams faced today was they looked bad. They looked out of sync. It looked like they were just unfamiliar, like guys were running wrong routes and they were motioning incorrectly, and guys, they didn't know the plays. There was some very poor football today, and I think that's a lot of it's attributed to guys just not playing in the preseason.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the other thing, I mean, I think what sums it up is when you had the Chargers get a penalty in victory formation.
Yeah.
And what the penalty was? Too many guys in the backfield.
Yeah.
They found a way to stop the clock with too many guys in the backfield. So let's have you looked at the props yet? I know we've got 30 minutes before the game there. I mean, I'm also playing. I like Dallas to win the first half in this game. I'm closing up some open things right now as we talk as well. So if you want to talk a little bit.
Yeah, if you like Dallas, I'm not going to go against that. But ultimately, I'm probably just going to take the under. Um, I'm probably just going to take the under and right off that. I don't like where the teaser is trying to do that, so probably just leave that alone.
Okay.
I'm looking for a sack prop, but it looks like I don't know if all my props are off the board right now or what's going
It,
on.
it would be amazing if they give you a sack prop. I'm
Yeah,
just telling you that right now. It'd be amazing because I think we might see 6, 7, 8 sacks in this game.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's why I'm looking to see where my number is here. It looks like they took all the props down and now they're putting them back up slowly.
Yeah.
Um, I do like I like the Pollard receiving yards.
Yep.
Either receiving yards or receptions, and I think you were kind of talking about it a little bit. I think he's going to be. I think him and Zeke are going to be on the field at the same time, and I think Pollard's going to be split out as a receiver.
Well,
Just
that's
because
essentially what he was. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he's
the de facto fifth receiver of the team.
right. He's a good receiver, and I mean they're just short right now. I mean I don't even know who they. It's CeeDee Lamb. It's who else? Schultz and Fahoko and tight
Noah
ends
Brown.
and
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. Yeah, Tolbert's out. Gallup's out.
Yep. Well,
Um,
Tobert's a healthy scratch.
right.
Tobert's out on for whatever reason. That was their own accord. By the way, the under is getting hit. We're down to 49.5 now already.
Yeah, that's what I just took was 49 and a half. What did you have?
This morning I got 51.5, and I took 50.5.
Damn.
Yep. So I mean, I'm
Okay, so
looking at the reception.
this is very weird. I'm getting a 4.5 on the sack prop, and it's juiced to the under. I've
On the
got
sack
plus
prop.
one. Yeah, I've got plus 115 to the over. That's very
Well, that's
shady, but I'm still gonna take it.
well, that's to me. They're saying that's Tom Brady. Tom Brady can get rid of the football, and he can negate essentially that sack prop. That's the only thing I sit there. When I see that, they're saying, okay, the Bucks aren't going to give many sacks. I think Tom Brady's going to fall like a cheap set of bricks. He's
I
got a lot of things
I
going on.
yeah, like I don't
Personally,
know. I'm kind of I'm leaning a little more towards this might be the swan song for Tom Brady. I think this year might be kind of like Peyton Manning's last year for Brady. I think maybe he comes out and has a good half a season or so, and then I think it might actually fall off for him towards the end. But I guess we'll see.
yeah, I think it's the end because if he wants to stay married, it's the end. Uh, that's the
Uh,
best way I can say that. If he wants to stay married, this is the end. Not that he couldn't go out and get somebody else, but he's been married to his wife and
right.
likes his wife. So,
Um, well, she makes good money.
well, yeah, she makes good money. But so if you haven't heard, this is the end of Giselle supporting. She said, "I no longer support Tom's uh, football career." This became news on Twitter the other night because the Bucks asked her like to get at the suite and she denied, and the response she gave was, "I no longer support Tom's football career," which of course Twitter blew up as, "Oh, they're getting a divorce." That's not what she said. She said, "I'm just not basically attending any of the games."
Sure.
Is which and she's like, that part of my life is over. And so which leads me to believe there was a conversation to quit. He didn't quit. He's back again. And she's like, "All right, fine. You want to play? I'm not going to be there." So anybody who's got an argument with your wife, it's only going to be a matter of time before you decide, all right, this is not that important. I actually would like to do something else and make her happy. So I think this
I
is definitely the last year. But yeah, but we can talk props in a second. So we'll go through and see what we like, see what we don't like in this game. We already obviously gave you the under. I'm on the teaser. I think if this game is in Tampa, I would probably lean Tampa. But there's a lot of question marks with the Bucks, and the fact that he hasn't practiced leads me to go the other way. So it, So we'll see. I mean, Tom's Tom. There's no doubt he can still win the football game. And there's a big reason those lines never got to 3. So if this line would have got to 3, I think you definitely would have saw money pouring in on the other side. So we'll break down.
I just hope that Brady can make it through a whole freaking season, because I've got a 2-quarterback dynasty league that I took him in, and he's my second quarterback, and my other quarterbacks are Bailey Zappi and Malik Willis. So definitely not guys that I'm planning on having play this year. So hopefully Brady can make it through a whole season.
We'll try to do this as fast as we can. So looking at the touchdown numbers of what we have, anytime touchdowns, I mean, obviously the guy is going to jump off to you. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb. Should be able to get in the end zone. But like consistently, the guy to always take is Leonard Fournette.
I took Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I took Mike Evans, even money, anytime touchdown.
So we got, okay, that's a minus even money. All right, we'll give that.
Yeah, he catches a touchdown in like almost every game, it seems. It might only be 1 yard.
Yeah, my only worry on that is how Julio comes into that. Well, and what I mean by that is, everyone's going, some guys, oh, Julio's going to have a great year. No, Julio's going to catch maybe 30 balls, and almost 17 are going to be inside the red zone. So I don't see that massive. But I'll take it.
For what it's worth, they said Julio's looked really good in camp, and yeah, I was short on Julio numbers, Ken. I had I've got his receiving yards, but I don't have his receptions. I did take Julio's receiving yards over, though. I got 34, I think.
Yep.
38. I got 38 on Julio's receiving yards. I think
if you want to
going to be involved.
If you want to throw a shekel on it, with the Bucks cutting, Cyril Grayson and still keeping Brashad Perriman. Perriman is basically the perceivable deep threat. You can get plus 1,400 on Perriman to score. I'm going to throw $5 on it. Yep.
That's worth
anytime touchdown. Yep. I'll go ahead and I'll throw $5 on it. Like I said, this is not.
Who else is there? Who else is there as who other wideout? What are the other wideouts that are there?
Well, Scotty Miller is inactive this game. Cyril Grayson, they've been trying to put on the practice squad. That's the whole point of Cyril Grayson. And that's the question. None of these guys are stretch the field guys. I mean, Godwin can go down the field, but he's more the reliability. But he's still the 15, 20-point guy, but I don't see him taking the 40-yard bomb. The Russell Gage, I guess, would be the one guy. And I think he'll have a good game. But those are the only guys I would take, essentially. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, obviously, is a good work. So let's look at the individual passing yards.
What was the number you got on Perriman?
1,400.
Man, that's crazy. I've got 750.
Okay.
I hate offshores. I can't wait till I can get a regular domestic book.
Yeah. So Prescott's got 272. Brady's got 276. But they're both too rich for my blood. I think both teams try to run the ball a lot.
I think so too. I think this game looks very different than the game last year, because they were the opening game last year.
I want carries and I want Pollard, but right now I'm not seeing Pollard, so I have to wait. If anybody's got Pollard's carries, I'm interested in Pollard's carries.
I have Zeke and Fournette.
Because you guys all know, I believe Pollard's a better back than Zeke. He's just quicker. Zeke just looks like a slow guy that runs his role, and I mean, he can still be serviceable, but he's never going to be that elite back. His gear is gone.
I think he's kind of played through some injuries over the last couple of seasons, but I don't think it's anything specific that he's been playing through. I think it's just wear and tear, and I think he's literally just like you said. That gear might be just gone, just not there anymore.
I think
it's sad because
Leonard
dude's
Fournette,
like 26 or 27, I think.
Yeah, I think Leonard Fournette over 13.5 carries is a really good look.
Who else is in the backfield there?
Rashad White.
Is that it? The rookie?
Which the Bucs really like Rashad White. I'll flat out tell you that right now. But just because you like Rashad White in the rookie game, they're not going to turn around. So if you look at Leonard Fournette's carries, he had 13 versus the Rams, 9 versus the Saints. Both of those games he kind of got out. Bills, he had 19, 13, 17. He's right around that 13, 14 carry mark. I can't see them giving White that many carries to start with. So I like the 13.5 carries.
Yeah, I think if we look at, if we kind of look at all the other rookie running backs that were supposed to be, they were supposed to come out and kind of burst onto the scene. None of them really did fucking anything today. None of them really did much anything, and none of them had Leonard Fournette in front of them either. So
yeah, and a lot of those guys also. I do wonder how much coaches watching the Thursday night game, it's all James Cook, drop it on the ball on the ground when the game was still in hand, like early in the first quarter when they were dominating. And we're like, shit, no, you're right.
Right.
There's a reason we don't play these guys that early
on
a key drive. So, all right, it's receiving. Now let's go to the fun part. We got Cameron Braid at 26, CeeDee Lamb at 75. Godwin at 40, Schultz at 53. We're going to come back to him. Zeke at 20. Yeah, right. Julio at 39. That's probably worth a flyer.
Yeah, I took Julio 38.5, so I'm on Julio.
Okay. Well, if you took it, I just took it. So
I just think they're talking. He looks good. I think Julio is going to kind of slot into the. I feel like he's going to kind of slot into the Antonio Brown role in the offense. The only difference is you're probably not going to get the yards after catch with Julio. It's probably going to be more like run a route, catch the ball, and fall down kind of thing.
Yep. Longevity.
He can catch.
I don't know if we want to give, but I love Pollard at 26. At 25.5, I love Pollard.
Yep, I took it.
All right, so we'll give that as well too. So
I took Pollard's. I took Pollard's receiving yards, and I also took his receptions.
Same thing. I already had the receptions on the board. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what. So they took the props down, and then they put them back up, and then they put up better numbers. So like I got Pollard's receptions over 3.5 at plus 115.
Nice.
And earlier it was earlier it was 4.5. So I don't know.
Yep. All right, so receptions we got Brate at 3.5. We got Brate at 3.5. I've got 3.5 at plus 172. That's really tempting.
It's going to be interesting to see how much Godwin and Russell Gage are actually going to be involved, because they both weren't supposed to play, and now they're in.
Yeah.
If they're going to be out there and they're going to be used like normal, then these numbers are going to be kind of spread out with them. But I don't know. I don't know when they were as close to being game time decisions as what it seemed like they were, if they're going to be that involved.
Okay. Hold on. We missed 24 things about Tom Brady's potentially he's going to make plenty of money if they get divorced. He's going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Not that Brady really needs Gisele's money. Let's be 100% honest here. He's got probably one of the coolest commercials ever where he makes fun of his own retirement. And the Hertz commercial, I love that commercial. That's so funny. It's directing. Just act like it's somebody who really thought he was ready to go away, but all he needed was a vacation. I'm not going anywhere. Dalton Schultz. Let's talk Dalton Schultz receptions. You look at his last game, 7-3, 8-8. Gallup's gone. The other guys are gone. Cooper's gone. I don't know how. I mean, the Bucks have very good linebackers.
I was going to say
But,
that would be my issue is the Bucks linebackers on Schultz.
yeah.
But he should be involved.
Dak's going to look for a security blanket, and that's going to be a security blanket, is your tight end. Just like Fryer moved today with the Steelers. Everybody's rolling Claypool, and some moron was out there saying, oh, we got to take Pickens today. Why? So we can sit the bench and hold a clipboard? That's not happening. So we're on Julio. Fournette. Fournette's at 4.5. That's kind of funny.
4.5 receptions?
Yep.
He did quite a bit of pass catching last year, didn't he?
He did. He did most in his ever, but yeah. But that's a large number for him.
I mean, also there's the stat where what I think Brady's never lost to the Cowboys. Isn't that right? It's like 5-0 or 6-0 in his career against the Cowboys. It's another decent angle.
We got to pause for my girly.
Man, I hope they change Brady's picture. His new picture with his hair and his cheekbones looks like he's got some kind of plastic surgery going on or something. Looks all fucking weird. I hope they change that.
All right, let's hope this is a lot better than the 4:00 games. Because all week today was, just wait, the 4:00 games are going to be the most entertaining and exciting games, and
yeah, that Green Bay Minnesota game was ass. The KC Arizona game was ass. Like those games both sucked.
Yeah, I will tell you that will probably be the lowest line we'll get on KC for the rest of the year until they play somebody really good. I'm interested to see what the Chargers line is going to be Thursday night. And I'm shocked. And that's one of the reasons I gave the under 60.5 live. You're up 24 points and you keep Mahomes in the game. Right. And you have another game on Thursday and he's already hurt his wrist. I mean, longest reception, CD Lamb, 23.5. See, I still think the way you beat the.
I don't know. The issue with those long receptions is you gotta have a little bit of time, and I'm not sure either of these guys are going to get it. Or you know, I guess CD's one that could break it, right? CD's a guy that you could throw him a bubble screen or something, and he could take it, something like that. But
yeah. You gotta love this one. Longest rush, Tony Pollard, 11.5 yards.
That's not bad.
What's up with Chris Collinsworth? He already sounds like he's really, really sick, or he's like has no voice whatsoever. An announcer giving no voice is just gonna make this really interesting. I mean, he literally has no voice.
If it's Collinsworth that's going to lose his voice, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with him losing his voice.
I was at a crab party and they had everything on, and all they had was the Oriole game. Saturday night, college game. There's about 4 college games on, and the only game on 5 TVs in a bar that they rented out and did a crabs is the Orioles. Now, keep in mind, when we got there, the score was 10-1.
Yeah.
So the only joke I had, I was like, well, I just wonder if the Red Sox will hit 20. Um,
I,
those
I
who don't know
wondered
the
where you
story,
went
it's
for
a
like 4 or
17-point.
5 hours. you, you were like MIA for a big chunk of time there, and I'm like, man, Fox is either dead or he's out doing something. What's going on here?
Yeah, so apparently after Labor Day, my work hosts a crab feast. So it was kind of cool. I mean, it's a family-run company, but you had the parent company come down. So I actually met the parent company CEO and was talking to him. But I was like the first one he met, and I'm sitting there having
Yeah,
the conversation and kind of thinking to myself, all right, I've been here 3 weeks. I know everybody else in the company wants to come up and talk to this guy as well. So how do I get out of this conversation and kind of move to the next one?
right.
Kind of deal. Which I know this is going to be tough to believe, which is not my forte here. So, uh, will
Yeah, I
Prescott throw a pick? Yeah, probably.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of those like social mixers or whatever. And everybody always tells me, they're like, well, you're so good, everybody likes you and everybody wants to talk to you. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to be there and talk to people. Just because they want to talk to me doesn't mean I want to talk to anybody.
Yep. Why was there a shout out to MJ? Anybody have any
Yeah, I don't
clue?
I think it was probably the GOAT thing. Tom Brady GOAT, Michael Jordan GOAT
Okay.
kind of thing. Something like that.
Can we just stop with all the goat thing? I mean, I think we basically start arguing about nothing for like 4 hours. Who's better? Who's there? They're totally different leagues. I will flat out tell you the way I would look to say you're the goat. If you put yourself on a crappy team with crappy guys and still make them better, it's tough not to say. Like Brett Favre at times had no receivers whatsoever. Um, Dan Marino had Duper and Clayton, and then Duper left, and he just stuck with Clayton, and he still put
Right.
up numbers. They never won,
But
but I'll flat out tell you, if you put Marino on any of those Patriots teams, they not only win, they probably win by 20, 30 points every game.
I, he made Brady made a lot of guys pretty good. I mean, he didn't have any like really superstar guys in New England. Now
Yep,
the defense was very good.
correct.
And um he never took the massive huge contracts in New England, which everybody always says, how can Tom Brady keep winning? How can he keep winning? Well, because he's surrounding himself with guys that are all getting paid. Well, he's getting paid, but he's not getting paid like every other quarterback. You know, I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious, but I
I
don't know.
mean, I sit there and
Honestly, when he got to Tampa, the teams that he's had in Tampa have been the best teams that he's ever played with. They've
he
had the most
handpicked
talent around him in Tampa.
Correct. He handpicked where he's go. It's the end of his career, and everyone's like, "Oh, because he went to Tampa." He went to Tampa because they had a top five offensive line and probably a top five wide receiver core. And then he
Yeah.
knew if I convince Gronk to come back, we have the number one receiving core. To there. Oh, by the way, what am I going to tell Lovey Smith, who was a great defensive coordinator, had some pieces? Just draft defensive guys. You have two first round picks that year. Draft defensive guys. Who'd they take? They
Yep.
take Devin White. The next year they take Vita Vea. So it's like the Bucs said, all right, well, we got everybody we need on offense. All we're doing is drafting defensive guys, and that's why their defense is
Right.
good. And right now, it's kind of take care of the football, and you're in the game. I mean, the weather's nice. Brady's there. Brady's done double the deals that he's done in Florida over any other state. The
Well,
number of advertisements and things that he's done in there is just so much easier. But the one thing I was
yeah,
going to
but
say real quick, since Ben brought it up, 1 second, Rich, I'll come to you.
go ahead.
Um, with MJ doing an intro coming back to the game, because I was going to say, holy cow, that's distracting. Um, that it didn't really work out for MJ when he came back to the game with the Wizards.
No. Well, and then was he on the Bobcats or was that just a management role?
He came back 1 year because the play just, I don't know why.
Charlotte,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah.
played on Charlotte Bobcats,
Yes,
I
he
thought.
technically, yeah, he's a
That's what I
part
thought.
owner and he was an owner player. Yeah, yep.
Right.
He's still part owner and still general manager over there. All right, I will say I do want the Dallas cheerleader sign girl like to be at every game. when they pan out and they show the trumpet, you have one of the
Mhm.
cheerleaders doing the signing. Boy, is she smoking. Like UFC ring girl smoking.
Let's see. Now this is a good size flag. They've got a good
Yep.
size flag here. I forget what game I was watching where the flag they had on the field was like, it was pretty tiny. It was like, come on, guys, I think we can get a bigger flag than this.
Great job. Yeah, show the girl again. Yep. Good job. Yeah, I kind of like the flag that was shaped of the actual U.S. That was kind of cool. But you should do that and then like have a little annex for Alaska and Hawaii, like off the flag and just holding themselves.
Right.
So, like 3 people holding them.
Right.
Because you actually are a part of the country. We just want to remind you. Now, if you didn't have any oil, we probably wouldn't be interested in either of you.
Well, I don't know if I don't know if Ken is probably not familiar with this, but there's a reason why athletes and people that make a lot of money, large income flock to Florida, and that is because there's no income tax in Florida.
There's no state
That is a
tax. Yes.
yeah, that's a big reason why it's very attractive to anybody that has a large income.
How there is a state business tax, and most people keep forgetting that. Most of these athletes' earnings are really listed in their LLC and other
Yep.
things like that. Yeah, they're not paying state taxes, but their advertisements and stuff like that are generally listed in a limited liability corporation or an S corp, and in those they will actually pay state taxes on.
And that's like extremely important when you talk about a state like Florida versus a state that has a high tax, which is like Jersey or California or one of those states that just I mean you basically
Texas
are
does the same thing.
losing
Yep.
you're losing a large portion of your income just based on where you live.
Yep. Well, the Giants and Cubs are actually playing. If anybody was interested as well.
No, fuck baseball. Yesterday was
Here's the
bad.
here's the preseason darling, Cavante Turbin. The reason Turbin is not playing because Cavante is playing, and he's going to be the kick returner, punt returner. And he's exciting, but that was really stupid. He starts him off at the 12-yard line.
Yep.
All right, so let's see what idiots say. They didn't go to a college because they don't like that they got to go for free. Noah Brown with Ohio State.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's kind of sad.
He must not have been there very long. He didn't say the Ohio State. Nobody told him.
No, he said Ohio State University.
Yeah, nobody told him.
They told me I just say Ohio State University.
Hey, we're not here to play school. Yeah, exactly, Ken. Like Monaco. Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you want to sit there and say most businesses are registered in Delaware that have no business at all in Delaware or very little business. Like most of your Wall Street firms are
like your
registered corporations
right, like your
in
banks
Delaware.
and your credit card companies and all that.
Yep. There's a reason Wilmington, Delaware is actually very important and actually somewhat of it's not really a major city, but if you go downtown, every financial institution has a spot downtown with some kind of office. And I don't mean like a branch. They actually have a real office. Like Morgan Stanley is listed in Delaware. That's where it's incorporated.
Chase, I believe, is also.
Yep.
Oh Lord, what is going on
this
here?
This play is retarded.
What is going on here?
Here's my only question on this play. Did Pollard receive the ball in front of him? Because if not, that would be a catch.
Why?
And the worst part is, please tell me that does not count as -8 yards towards Pollard. Yes,
CD
they're
is getting
Pollard right. They're calling that a Pollard run for 8 yards.
CD is getting blown up. CD's getting blown up, and he decides, hey, let me just pitch this.
It's got to go to somebody else's stats, not mine.
Yeah. It's me and Pollard are in the backfield. Let me throw it to him so that he gets all the negative.
Yep. They're saying it's third down. But to me, I've seen 3 Dallas plays. What did I miss?
They got a first down.
They got a first down. Yeah, they got a first down.
I think Zeke had a first down run.
In fantasy, if you had Tony Pollard, you got to be pissed right there. Big catch.
Nice.
CD Lamb. What do we have first quarter at? Oh, that's so low. I didn't even look at that. It's 8.5. That's tempted just to take it even if I'm on the under.
Yeah, I got 9.5 right now.
There's no difference between 8.5 and 9.5.
Right.
Well, actually, there is because
could be 9.
The way today is that there shouldn't be, but it could.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be 9 missed extra point or something.
Yeah, that's the only way. But yeah, I kind of like 9.5. You're at midfield right now, and you're getting 9.5. We should get some points this round. That's not a bad Blake, and another first down.
Uh-oh. Looks like somebody for the Cowboys was... Well, maybe not.
This is one thing I thought. I love Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks was a great player in Chicago. He's able to stop the run. So, I mean, Shaq Barrett should be able to beat the crap of whoever's trying it. They don't double team there. I don't see any of these guys are like, oh, he's great. All these guys were former number 1 picks, but none of them are good. Oh, right guard.
Yeah.
Oh.
That don't
did you finally see the Kyle Fuller play?
The McGovern?
No, the Kyle Fuller injury.
No.
The curse of the Ravens cornerback. Like Marcus Peters comes over, he plays a couple good games, then he gets hurt. Dwayne Starks was always hurt.
Right.
So here. All right. Hold your lunch.
Made the separation, pushed off.
Flacco looking end zone for Moore. He's got it, but he pushed off, and this might be coming back. Yep, Elijah Moore pushed off, and Fuller. Flacco looking end zone for Moore. He's got it, but he pushed off, and this.
Elijah Moore made the separation, pushed off.
The leg just kind of snaps.
End zone for Moore. He's got it, but he pushed off, and this might be.
So that was the Kyle Fuller one. So his season is done.
I didn't.
What's up, KG? Yeah, we were just talking about that with them on the drive, and they still gave 9.5. Because right now, Dallas is doing what we thought they would do: keep the ball on the ground, protect Dak as much as we can. On the ball. Does Dak have a new face guard? Like visor? I don't remember Zeke having like a black face guard mask.
He never had one before, I don't think. What's up, KG?
Yeah. So KG's got to be tickled pink. The Giants get a win to start the year. I mean, come on, we thought at least that to be week 5, week 6.
Hey,
how about the Lions? I told you those Lions were good.
See, and that's what I had heard before the season started was this Lions offense is going to be good, but their defense is going to kind of suck. And that's the
question. How long is
if I'm looking at that score? Yeah, if I'm looking at that score, that's kind of what it looks like to me. I didn't really watch the game. I had it on Red Zone. I didn't see many of the 1:00 games just because I was watching the Browns. Um,
Yep. Well, that's what I said. Take the +7 and take the over. So, which was pretty much easy. And then we took the second half over. So from that game on, that was a good game.
yeah, yeah, KG, me and you both. This is
Oh, here
the
they go.
there's Tony Pollard. This is the
So far, Pollard's got 2 carries for negative yards. It's kicking
first
ass.
time the first time the Browns won week 1 in like 11 years, something like that.
Yeah, you were sweating bullets there.
Yeah, shouldn't have been. They fucking dominated that whole damn game, and then all of a sudden it's like, what happened?
Here's my question. Why do you let Chubb to have 141 yards rushing and no touchdowns, and you just give the ball to Kareem Hunt down at the goal line?
They do that. I mean,
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know. He threw it at CD while he was tied up with behind Schultz or something.
I mean, this was
that
going to be
good,
catch. That was going to be catch hit basically. Winfield was going to
Yeah.
shed that block.
Yeah, it was a lot more effect than it should have been, but it sure is nice to have a kicker that can drill one easily from 60 yards.
Yeah, that's going to be it. 4th down.
Are they going to punt?
No,
They're going to kick a field goal.
they should. I mean, they're at the 32. They should.
I didn't. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see where they were at on the field.
Yeah, they're definitely going to kick a field goal. So if we lean into the biggest matchup of the week, the only matchup that matters, we have a narrow lead from Fear the Beard.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're playing this week.
You're now projected to finally, but I do have CeeDee Lamb going in this game.
Yeah.
You still have Judy to go, and I still have Russell Wilson to go. So anything Judy does, Wilson's going to get points. So
Sure.
And that's good. There's 3-0. Great for the under. Because they ate 7 minutes up basically and took the under. The under line is now 48.5. So I didn't really move the line that much. We're back, Rich. Yep. The Giants are back already after one game?
I mean, the Brian Dable era has begun.
Yeah, it starts off with a win,
I don't know.
which is good.
I didn't watch the game, but I know Tennessee is usually good to shit the bed a couple times a season, usually one pretty early. Same with the Colts. The Colts do the same thing. They shit the bed at least once early in the season. They should have lost that game. They shouldn't have won today.
Well, I mean, that's got to be
tied.
Yeah, that's got to be the most biggest. I mean, I've lost 2 teasers because of the -1. Like normally, because I looked at it, I said, "Hey,
that's tough.
I could do a parlay with the Ravens, and who do I want to parlay with?" So one was San Francisco for $3. The other was, and I said I'll do the Colts because the Colts should definitely win the game today. I don't know if they'll cover 7 there, but they should with the new offense. And let's say I think they'll win. And there was nobody else I was really confident. Technically, I should have took the Chiefs at 4 o'clock, but that was just me being stupid. I was trying to win at 12 and then have money to do more on the Chiefs. So I sat there and went, all right, well, I can take a parlay. And the parlay was 500 to win like 250 because the Colts come in at -300 and -370. And it was like, I was like, all I have to do is tease it. Right. And then I can tease it at basically 330 to win 300. And I went, okay, we'll tease it. It's -1. It's still winning the game. They got to win the game. It's not like it's 1.5. It wasn't there. I was like, I'm pretty confident the Ravens are going to win. And then I was like, what are the chances of Colts? Then in the end, I'm like, oh, this will be easy. Just kick the field goal, end his classes, and let's go. And he misses.
Yeah.
And hence there went my entire day. And yeah, it's not going to be a fun day.
I mean, when I was kind of looking at the games, there were 3 games that kind of stuck out to me as games that I didn't really want a part of. and I didn't really want them in any of my teaser. One was the Atlanta and the Saints game, and it was kind of the same. It was the same narrative with that game and with the Colts and Texans game. You had a big road favorite in a divisional game, opponents that are very familiar with each other. I don't normally like to get involved there.
New pieces, still trying to. This will be their first game together.
Right.
Normally, in the first week, you have more upset picks that's there. I was surprised at how much the Falcons went ahead. I actually marked all my tickets that had the Saints as losses and the money lines, and I had to go back and go. All right, let me go back and go the other way. But I sit there and I look back and I said, I have no idea why I didn't take the Chiefs as the second piece in all my things.
Well,
I was scared of the Chiefs, and that was
the other game that I looked at that I didn't want any part of was that Bears Niners game, because you had Trey Lance starting for basically, like, it's not his first game starting, but it's basically his team now. So this is basically his first game starting, and it's on the road in Chicago, and then that was before even all the weather bullshit happened. And you kind of
big play,
man, big run
after the
Godwin?
catch. Yeah, it's Godwin. He looks fine. That knee doesn't look bothered.
Yeah, what is going on? This guy was like dead last week. Oh, I'm glad you're happy, Collinsworth, you asshole. For those of us who have Julio Jones and Mike Evans and not Chris Godwin.
Oh, this is fine. I mean, they threw a 1 yard pass and he ran. So, and there's Fournette, and he gets 2 yards. So in my stupid league, we might go 3-1, we might go 4-0. But other than that, it's gonna be nice. We'll have a nice 300-point week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I haven't even. I mean, I've looked at my games and everything's pretty much shaken out the way I thought it was going to. I think I'm going to end up. I've got 5 leagues. You and I are still up for grabs. I've got one that I'm going to win in, another one I'm going to win in, one I'm definitely going to lose in. And so basically, I have 2 wins, 1 loss for sure, and then 2 kind of undecided at this point.
Brady had a lot of time to throw there. I mean, let's look at the contrast that we had. We had the Cowboys' slow, methodical drive up the field. And gets 3 points.
Man,
Bucks have called 2 plays. They're in field goal range, and they're moving right. That was a great throw.
I was gonna say that looked like it had some fucking zip on it.
D scored 142 points in a non-PPR league in our family league.
Wow, it's a nice run for Fournette.
Because he has Mahomes and Jefferson.
I was gonna say he probably had Mahomes, right?
Well, he drafts Mahomes in every league. He's in 2 leagues of mine, and he's drafted Mahomes in the 3rd or 4th week. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't draft a quarterback there. I was going to draft Josh Allen in 1, but that's about, I was like, it is, but some of them are starting to get really, because normally you'd say, oh, the difference isn't there. Like I draft Jalen Hurts, and I was like, Hurts is not a great quarterback at all. He threw for 223 yards. But he had a hell of a running back day. He had 80 yards rushing and a touchdown. So then all of a sudden he's now a viable option.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
that's what he does.
I've got Josh Allen in 1 league because it's a 10-team league. So I went quarterback early in that league. And yeah, he had 33 points. But he was also like I think I got him like 3rd round. Like I was on the turn. I think I got him my first pick in the 3rd round there, and 33 points was nice. But I've got another league where I drafted Kirk Cousins, and he had 25 points, and he was the very last pick of the draft.
He got stuffed. Dexter Lawrence came right off the thing here, and the Bucks got to settle for 3. Good for the under.
Was that a sack?
Not good for the first quarter. No. Yeah, they handed it off to the Fournette. Lawrence comes right off the edge. Basically goes inside. Tristan Wirfs went outside, which basically he jumped outside between the center and the gap, which I don't know why you do that far. I would have just let the guy go run around outside, but for whatever reason, he wanted contact with him. And then that just left a giant hole that the entire Cowboy defense could run right through between the tackle and guard. Suck up. It's good. I did take the over 3.5 field goals in this game.
Well, the issue with that in the first quarter is that this Dallas offense is so slow. They're probably, even if they do get points, it's going to eat probably the entire rest of this quarter.
Yeah,
and then some. Unless the only way you can get that first quarter over is probably going to be if Dallas goes like 3 and out and kicks it back.
5 minutes, maybe. Yeah. As long as they don't start the play again with a negative 8-yard play to Pollard, that's probably the best thing.
They're just too slow. Dallas's offense is just too slow.
Well, I think that's done on purpose.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is.
The goal is keep the ball away from Brady, rest the defense, stay in the games. You're at home.
Yep.
Just let's not make a mistake right here. And the Bucs went right down, but I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my bladder. I went to KFC, so you get a bladder of drinks. Kind of the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So we'll pause right there. I'm going to see, do I have any live props? I'm getting all kinds of weird things nowadays. In college football, did you see my both teams to score? I have never seen that in any book ever. Have you ever seen that? Does Bovada have that?
Both teams to score in college?
Yeah.
No.
That's why I was showing you. It's like both teams to score 13 points. Both teams to score 15 points. You get a whole table. Yeah, like the first thing is like minus 570. Both teams to score 13 points. But it's a live play, so it stays all game. Like you had like the Marshall game. It was like both teams to score 15 points was like plus 500. That under was the easiest under. That was the easiest win of the day. I said, yeah, Marshall could play. I didn't think Marshall would win the game. Did you see what ESPN's doing to stick it to Texas A&M?
No.
So Miami plays Texas A&M next week in week 2. Okay, that's the marquee game, right?
Yep.
That's your marquee game. Let's see Texas A&M. They're vaulted recruiting. It's 3 games in. Starting a new quarterback, all the kind of things. 3rd year Jimbo Fisher. Getting that. Playing Miami, a team he's familiar with. ACC, SEC, all that hype. And then what do? Texas A&M loses to App State. Now remember, App State lost to UNC. They played well, but they lost to UNC. And they lost to UNC. And so what did they say? Because App State beat Texas A&M, College Game Day is going to be at Appalachian State next week. That's where they're going to host for the great game of Appalachian State versus Troy.
Really?
That's where they're going to be.
There's no game
I
could be at next week.
I was like, I'd understand if it was like Appalachian State versus Coastal, because who's ever traditionally won that game the last 3 years won the conference, and those games have been great. So I can understand that, but to sit there and say, "Oh, we're just going to be at Appalachian State," and it's basically just a 100 FU to Texas A&M for losing that game, and
yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the.
They should have been in College
Station for next week.
Like Miami even had things on their website of, hey, make sure you arrive early. To those of you going to Texas for the game, make sure you arrive early to go there for College Game Day.
Penn State Auburn is a pretty big game.
I
mean, it's SEC Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Auburn's a top 25 team?
Auburn's 2-0. Penn State's 2-0.
Do you think
That's
either of
early.
those teams have been impressive?
I'm just looking at what
Yeah.
I'm just going through the top 25 games. That's the only one I can see.
But Miami, Texas A&M was supposed to be two top 10 teams. Texas A&M's been in the top 10. Miami was 15th. They're probably going to move to like 12th or 13th. Oh, it's picked off.
Intercepted. Nope. They dropped it. Deflected.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, there really aren't many big games next week. Miami A&M would definitely be the biggest. I mean, even over Auburn, Penn State. That's the only other game that I could see them even looking at.
Even over Appalachian State, Troy? Come on.
They're not. Yeah. Yes.
Are you sure? Do you have to think about that one?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, had Nebraska not shit the bed 2 out of the first 3 weeks of the season, it would have been Oklahoma, Nebraska. But
they're already. That's
what a freaking train wreck that is.
It's what I said. They were going to fire Scott Frost for losing that game.
I can't believe they didn't fire him in the offseason, to be honest. But
well, my question is, why doesn't it work? Why doesn't the UCF offense work in Nebraska?
Because they make too many damn mistakes. That team is good. It's talented. They make too many damn mistakes. And mistakes that they're making are because of bad coaching.
Well, I don't think they have the playmakers I think you got better playmakers at UCF than what he got at Nebraska. Except at quarterback.
Well, not this week. UCF
Penn State is the MAC team to watch. Our D is much improved. They didn't get my team total of 9.5 points versus Oklahoma, who couldn't stop a fly. Oklahoma couldn't score either. That was the most disappointing first half game ever.
I agree that Oklahoma's. You might actually get your 9.5 here with the Bucks getting the ball back. I agree. Oklahoma's defense is much improved. It's only going to get better.
Well, it's only got one way to go. When you're at the bottom, there's only one way to go. But the question is going to be recruiting. Is he still getting the receivers? Are they still having a wide open offense? Because I think they put up 10 points in the first half, which really pissed me off to no degree. So Kent State, Oklahoma, first half, the score was 7-3.
Yeah.
And second half, you came through and you put it to them 24-2. But at that point, I was already out. I was at a party and I couldn't make any D. I mean, I think Western Michigan's the best team in the MAC. I will argue there on your Kent State. Western Michigan was down. I actually thought I lost the bet. Once again, I was out to the party. So I actually came home and was like, oh, I lost that one. Okay, we'll just move on to the next one. Came home and was like, yeah, because I thought, crap, I lost the UAB bet. I was going to lose that. Western Michigan's not covering. They're not coming back. Michigan State, they're not covering 33. They're not scoring enough. Oh, boy, they covered easily. Like most of the stuff that happened after 4 o'clock, I have no idea what happened. I was surprised to see Western Michigan actually won the game and covered because Ball State gave them all they can handle in the first half. But I think Toledo's down. I think Buffalo's down this year. I think you're going to have that Kent State Western Michigan game being basically deciding the conference. What did they play? I got to tell you, whoever made the Western Michigan schedule, they must be getting a boatload of money. Because they start off the year versus Michigan State. Then you play a MAC game at Ball State, which is good. Then you play Pittsburgh. Then you play San Jose State at San Jose State. And then you play New Hampshire, and then you finally get into the rest of the MAC schedule in October. But basically, you make sure you start off your season probably 1-3. And then that game, so they don't play each other. Western Michigan does not play Kent State. They play Ohio, Miami, Ohio, Bowling Green, Northern Illinois, Central Michigan, and Toledo. I like Central Michigan too. They really got their ass kicked by USA, but they did battle back. I was kind of pissed at USA though. I had the over. I had the over in that game, and USA had the ball at the 11-yard line with like a minute 20 left, and they ran a run play. They got stopped at like the 6, and then they turned around and said, "Oh, we're just going to take a knee."
Yeah, I had a couple overs yesterday that were blown up by just one team just didn't score.
Julio with his first catch as a buck.
Yeah, one team just didn't score, and it was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not. I had the over in the Ohio State game, and my whole thing was I think Arkansas State's going to be able to get about 20 points, and if Arkansas State could have got 20 points, this game goes over, and it would have, but
yeah, they just ran the ball, and you couldn't. Yeah, killed the clock, run the ball. All right, the Bucks got to drive here. Going. Here comes Leonard Fournette.
Come on,
He's got
Lenny.
a hold for the 40.
There goes Lenny. Rip it off.
25. Big boy. Remember, all the thing about the preseason. Oh, he's overweight. He's out of shape. He's out of weight. He lost all that weight, guys.
Why would you?
But you got to say, you got to love the hold that these offensive linemen are giving him. I mean, look at it. Look at the point. Look at 69. 69 with a great block. Cameron Brate with a great block.
I mean, why would you even bother? Like, if it was me and I'm like, okay, I can get into shape in like 3 weeks or a month, or I can kind of stay in shape all year round, I'm probably eating cheeseburgers all summer.
You can stay and eat cheesecake.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Lord. The hell was
that? Boy, that was some respect.
Yeah.
Brady with the risk there.
They might be in the end zone here in a minute.
Yep, could be. Dan Quinn. So this is where he ended up. So is Sean Payton the coach next year? I don't see there's anybody where he's not. Dallas. McCarthy's got 1 year to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. He's got 1 year to win the Super Bowl without a number 2 wide receiver. And now you're starting left tackle.
Yeah.
Like if CeeDee Lamb goes down, this team's done.
Yeah, Dallas is in a bad spot. The only thing they got going for them, I think, is that I don't know that NFC East is all that strong. I mean, I know we saw some teams win some games today, but I mean, come on, it was Washington playing Jacksonville at home. It was, the Giants had a nice win against Tampa, and Philly playing Detroit.
Oh, that pass was way off.
And there's the difference between your 8.5 and your 9.5.
Yep. Unless we get Turbin to return a kickoff for a touchdown.
Man.
That's a terrible throw.
I was going to say, I think he threw that ahead of him on purpose so that it would be away from the defender.
I wouldn't go run and grab Leonard Fournette now because the Bucs don't have the ball. So that's going to dictate what the number is. And if the Dallas eats 5 or 6 minutes, you're going to get plus 150.
Yeah, the further the game goes on, you're going to get a better number.
Yeah, because there's not enough time. So it's 6-3. It's a thrilling game right now. We're looking great for the under.
Yeah, good for the under. Kind of.
I can't believe they're going to.
Look like here.
What are they doing with movies? It's been like a month and a half since anything decent's been in theater. When in your lifetime have you actually remembered that you looked up and you're like, "Hey, let's go to the movies"? Crap, there's absolutely nothing to watch. Like, what was the big? I saw Jurassic Park. I actually haven't seen Thor, but what was the other movie I saw? Saw the Spider-Mans, all these things there. You get to July, and it looked like we haven't had anything in August. There's nothing really in September. It sucks so bad. They're actually going to bring Avatar 1 back so people can actually remember what the movie's about. Not that you haven't seen it 900 times on TNT. And then put out the Avatar 2 here on the Christmas. Yeah, I agree, Gerardo. It's all about binge watching shows. I mean, but if you're a movie theater, you're like, damn, COVID's done and you've given us crap.
Yeah, I don't. I couldn't tell you the last movie I actually went to the movie theater and seen, and I've seen. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe a lot of people go to the movies. I feel like the movies is not something people really do that much anymore.
Well, Top Gun Maverick was great.
Sure.
If you haven't seen that, that's on Prime too.
I would prefer to just I don't like the movie theater experience. I don't like being in a room with a bunch of other people, and I don't like I don't like being locked into 2 hours or whatever of straight through where I can't like pause and get something to drink or pause and go to the bathroom, or I would prefer to watch it at home.
All right, so your continence issue is the reason that. I know some people feel that way, and there's stuff. I enjoy the movies. I love going to the movies. What was the movie we saw? Bullet Train. Bullet Train was the last movie in August that was really good. Bullet Train was really good. Yeah, I'd say Bullet Train is like a modern day Pulp Fiction. Crazy things happen that would never happen, but it's done really well. And Brad Pitt plays.
I was gonna say that was Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
That looked like a good movie. But when I see movies like that, and I'm like, oh, I would like to see that movie. However,
but there's some movies you like to see in a movie theater.
It's not something I would like to go to a theater and see. I would just wait and stream it or watch it at home. And honestly, what normally happens is I just completely forget about it and just don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my buddy has his own movie theater, like room and everything. I mean, it's like $100,000 setup. So, and we still go to the movies together when I'm down there in Florida. So, I mean, there is something for the right movie. I mean, I'm not going to go see a romantic comedy anymore at the movie theater. No, that's not happening. We can find something on TV to watch.
I think the last movies I watched in the theaters pretty consistently were I saw the Harry Potter movies in theaters.
Yeah, I was actually watching the Javier Potters together on Labor Day. So
yeah,
aren't they
Batman.
supposed to come out with something new?
I've seen most of the Batman movies in the theaters.
Okay. I apologize.
But, like we go to the drive-in. We'll go to the drive-in and see movies at the drive-in and stuff. That's fun to do.
Drive-in's fine. I mean, but that's still going to the movies. You're just going to the drive-in. It's your movie theater. It's still you're not getting the sound experience that you get at other places. Some drive-ins are really up their game, but it's still that big giant screen and you're out and stuff like that. So I mean, stuff like that. I mean, that's still going to see a movie. Top Gun was great. Top Gun was out in May. So you had Top Gun in May, you had Thor in July, I guess Bullet Train in August, but like one movie a month? That's kind of there. All right, KG's giving out Tampa Bay -2.5 for the first half, and that's the end of the first quarter. Books don't know what to do. The books have seen Tampa Bay move the ball twice, and they're like, well, they did score 9 points. None of it came on away of that, so they're still hanging a 48.5. They don't know what to do. They're just holding that number and going, someone could move the ball. And when I see first half -3.5, if I had 2.5, I'd probably be all over that. This way, saying the Bucks have to go down and score, and the Bucks are moving the ball. Because if you look at how the teams are moving the ball, the Bucks are moving it easier than Dallas is. Brady's getting time to throw, and you're not seeing the same thing for Prescott.
Yep.
And then it's a question
Yeah,
of
I definitely think the Bucks have looked like the better team. Doesn't look like either of these teams is really going to be able to move and score quickly, though. So
no. I mean, well, the
I think
Bucks win
Tampa
right
could.
now.
I think Tampa could if they had to.
Yeah.
I don't think move the ball and score quickly is in the Cowboys. It's in the Cowboys' outcomes in this game.
Well, I think they're more determined to run the ball, move the sticks, stay in the game as long as you have. And that's what it looks like they're playing, and then try to win it in the fourth quarter. Like, don't fall behind too much. Short passes, smart plays. I mean, yeah, the only problem is when things aren't working well. Both defenses are, for the most part, are playing pretty well. The only thing you saw is Bucks completed 2 passes, and then the Cowboys made 1 play, and that set up a third down that they didn't convert. So. Let me see if I can get 2.5. I can jump there, you guys. First half minus 3.5. Full game plus minus 3.5. Crap is that? Sometimes you're not happy with the books. Oh, it's gonna be a pay week. That's gonna suck. Last week was great. This week, giving it back. I also was kicking myself because I bet the games in the morning and I was slightly up on soccer. And then all the afternoon games, football. I was like, I'm not going to have it. But looking at what I would have taken, they all won.
Yeah.
Oh, another drop by CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, let's jump in the air, look up there in your head, punt the ball.
Yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me with baseball yesterday. Like I've been pretty hesitant on games in baseball, especially when it's involving teams that are both out of it. So anytime
I don't touch.
Like if I see a game and I'm like, yeah, I like one side, or I like this, or I like that, and then I'm like, but it's like honestly, the Red Sox yesterday, I'm like, man, this looks like a fucking smash spot here for the Red Sox. And then I'm like, but it's the Red Sox, they're slumping. O's have been good. I'm like, and the Red Sox are out of it, but the O's are still in. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then that happens.
Everyone told me those are still in. Those are done. Ever since they got absolutely boat roast by Toronto and moved out from 2.5 in the wild card to 4.5, 5, they're done.
I mean, numerically, they're still in it.
Okay.
They're not eliminated.
The teams I've been betting baseball and parlaying together are the Cardinals with the Mets, the Indians with the Astros, and the White Sox.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I've been parlaying together. And
yeah, White Sox have been good over the last week or so here.
Well, they were 8 out of their last 10, 13 out of the last 16. You go out before that, it's 16 out of their last 20. And they're doing what they need to do. They got boat race today, which did not help them because they started off up.
Did they lose today?
They did lose today. The Athletics beat them, so they only win 3 out of 4 at Oakland. They play the Rockies for 2. Then they play you for some stupid 1-game at home makeup game, a 9-15
makeup game. Yeah.
Their biggest issue is they're going to have a streak where we're getting ready to play your final series versus you guys. Come Tuesday, they'll play 6 games in a row. Then they'll have 1 off day, and then they play you guys for that series of 3 at home.
They've got, I think the White Sox have a bunch of games with the Twins left.
That's the end of the season.
I think it's two series. I think they've got 2 series with the Twins left at least.
No, they got 1.
And then we've got like I think
I got to root for the Royals.
We've got like 6 or 8 games left with the Royals.
Yeah, the Royals really need to sell. That rookie lineups need to really help. Bobby Witt needs to come and play. We play the White Sox play the Tigers 6 times.
Yeah, it's not going to matter because the Royals don't have any pitching. The Royals don't have any pitching. It doesn't matter if they can hit.
They ran
Which
it.
they can't.
They
really
end
can't.
around with Julio Jones.
Yeah, I don't know what that play call was. I mean, I guess they said, okay, Julio, are you willing to do anything? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then they said, okay, do this.
I think basically what you're saying is, I was going to say, take a look at Julio right now, how fast and spry he looks right now. Show me in 3 or 4 weeks when he looks like he's barely moving, walking 2 yards from the line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is probably, I mean, this is one of the first few times I can remember where Julio actually came through camp and started the season clean. No injury designation, no nothing. But I mean, that could be what the Bucks had him do, or that could be just how the Bucks handle their designations.
Yep. Could also be how he prepared for the season, getting ready to play with Tom Brady.
There's another
Julio
Julio
again.
reception. Nice. Just keep doing. Keep having them run those fucking button hooks and give them like 10 or 12 yards. We'll have that 40 yards in no time.
Yeah, it's got 16 now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, run that a few more times and we'll have that yardage in no time.
There was a hold there they missed. Devontae Smith basically tackled this guy. Yeah, the running game is not up the middle. No, off tackle they've been doing fine.
I wonder how. I mean, the Dallas defense has looked pretty stout here. I mean, they're giving
you're
a
a lot
little bit,
better.
but
You've got Parsons and Lawrence. You've got Diggs in the back there. Their question has always been kind of their linebackers. I'm not sure I'd be too happy to watch Michael Parsons with hands on the hips in the second quarter.
Well, that's the whole thing, though. None of these guys have really gotten after it in training camp, or they haven't really been. This is their first kind of major reps. I mean, most starters at most played a few quarters, 2-3 quarters in the preseason, and that's it. So these guys are going to be gassed early. You see, you see guys running out of gas early, and you see guys cramping up and stuff like that.
Well, last year he had a big year, but right now he looks exhausted. And they're going to go off.
Come on, big game Leonard. There you go.
Why did you do that? Leonard tried to draw the fly. Come on, that should be a flop. That should be a penalty. It's interesting. The NBA is going to supposedly call more simulation penalties this year. That'll be very interesting to see. So if you act like you're getting fouled, they have the right to. There. The other thing was also they said they're going to call. FIFA said they're going to look at simulation. So if guys are dropping down or falling down, it's going to be an immediate yellow card. Which matters in the World Cup because if you accumulate too many, you miss a game. Gerardo says, "Don't wait now. Touchdown incoming." Correct. I mean, you got a good chance.
Well, they put in Rashad White. I don't know how long he's going to stay in there. He might have just been in there giving Fournette a break there. After
he got negative one. He got -1 on that carry.
Yeah, that carry was ugly. Brady's going to be like, "All right, don't do that again. Don't do that again, kid." Oh,
Godwin again. Bails Tom Brady out.
I think Rashad White didn't pick up the pass pro there. I don't think.
Actually, he did a pretty decent job.
Did he chip here?
Yeah, he comes through. He's out of thing.
Not on that. Yeah.
See, but
That
again,
wasn't.
Devontae
I
Smith
think
is
he was
holding
a
him.
check down on this.
But if you see again, Devontae Smith is holding Micah Parsons there. He's done it on 3 straight plays. He had
That's
he
okay.
had him by the back of the jersey.
That's all right. Yeah, Gerardo's got it right. We'll get a Mike Evans TD here, and then we'll take that to the bank. I'm okay
I think
with
you
that.
got a long chance to get there. You're going to get a Brady sack.
Oh man.
Yeah, they finally, they sent Parsons inside because they were tired of watching Devontae Smith hold him.
Yeah.
And that was it. And Brady gets up with a little limp. So watch Donovan Smith. Donovan Smith's been grabbing him right as he goes back there. Grabbed him again.
Yeah. Didn't get him good enough.
Just did it. Yeah. He
just didn't get him good enough.
I mean, at this part, if you're Mike McCarthy, you got to be in the side refs here and go, he hasn't blocked him legally for 4 straight plays. What are you guys watching? And they're going to be held to field goal, but that'll still be the first half. I didn't think I'd hit my over 3.5 field goals in the first quarter, in the first half of the game. I can't believe that's the funniest thing in Tampa because they ask all the time, like, Levy's going, he's committed 100%. He wants to be here. Come on. You should never have to say that about your quarterback.
Right.
That sounds like a guy you hear in the NBA. Well, we can't trade him, but he really wants to be here. It's what you'll hear in Brooklyn for the first couple months of the season.
I think the whole, I don't know. It would be a grind to, do the regular season. Like I think Brady would rather just have it be like the NBA, where they basically play like half the games and then just show up for the playoffs.
You guys qualified. All right, that's cool. I'll play that game.
I'll be here when it's the playoffs. When we're in the playoffs, let me know, and then I'll be here. All
right, here's a question I'm going to put up for you, because it's kind of this game is setting up a lot like Thursday night. One team is dominating the
game. Yeah, Tampa.
But he's what? All right. Take a seat. I'm dog sitting, so I have another dog here. One team's dominating the game, but if Dallas goes down here and scores, they can be basically up at halftime.
Yep.
And they haven't done squat to be up at halftime.
Yep. Right.
You can't get cheesecake. You want some whipped cream? You can get some whipped cream. Hey, River. There you go. Good job, River. That's it. Oh, so it's a little chocolate lab. It's funny. Milo's basically laying down, doing nothing. Did Tom Brady get hurt here?
No, it was.
Or are they talking about that? Are they talking about that he fell on his head?
No, Smith. They're talking about Smith's arm or something here. Yeah, that's his holding arm. That's his holding arm.
I was gonna say he heard him try to tackle him. I mean, basically that's like offensive lineman. Say pancakes. How you doing? I tried to tackle him.
He hurt my holding arm. My holding arm, coach, missed the fucking field goal.
Ryan sucks up.
God, I hate kickers so much.
Well, do you know how many games I looked at? I mean, obviously we already talked about the Indy game. Really pissed me off. There's a couple college games. It was the same way on Saturday, but it's like hit the kicker. I mean, if you know the team is pretty much going to die from the right side because that's where their fastest player is right now,
Yeah.
Do your scouting. I forget which game I was watching, but it was the end of the game. They were going to all out blitz the punt. The other team put no one back there. And the team still stuck two guys on the outside. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They still got the
I
punt away,
remember
but I'm
seeing
like,
that too.
what are you doing?
Well, there's a nice catch
Yeah.
for CD.
I mean, this team is setting up for
there's a
Dallas. It's
flag.
like, all right, we haven't done dick squat the entire game, and all we're going to do is put together one drive, and it's going to be 10-6 at halftime.
You say it could be 10-6 at half.
And if they lose Donovan Smith here, you're going to see a whole lot of Leonard Fournette. They called a PI on Liam.
Yeah, on the offense. Probably pushed off.
I mean,
Yep.
He elbowed him in the face.
He got to the top of that route and just said goodbye. I need a little room here. You mind?
Well, I was laughing the Ravens game. There was like Andrews create space. I was like, he shoved the guy out of the way. That's how he created the space.
How did that game go? I didn't really see anything. I mean, they don't show that on Red Zone. Like I had it on Red Zone. I had Red Zone on, but they don't show games.
They never
like
really got
in
in the Red Zone.
There's not really anything going on.
They never really got in the Red Zone. They hit two long bombs. That's why it's like Lamar had a good game. Lamar was terrible. He had Isaiah Likely. He hit him in the foot. He had Isaiah Likely on this really kind of cool little route fake change. Likely comes across. He missed him, and Likely's trying to grab the ball way back here while he's running this way, and he's yelling at him, "Oh, you were supposed to hook up." It's like, you're supposed to throw it to me.
How did Andrews look?
Andrews got the one big pass. He caught actually caught two big balls, but nothing really special.
Intercepted. There's your Dak INT. If anybody took that, just go down, dude. What are you doing?
Antoine Whitfield, just like my daddy. I keep running around.
I was gonna say, are you trying to get this ball knocked out over here since you're a defender and not used to carrying the ball? Just go down.
Yeah, but this will be interesting what the Bucs do here without Donovan Smith. So essentially, without Donovan Smith here, from last year's team, it's Tristan Wirfs. All the other four guys are new. Your Pro Bowl guard, retired. Your Pro Bowl center, injured. Your Pro Bowl tackle, out. Your future Pro Bowl tackle, he's still playing. And they baited him there.
Yep, they were just waiting. They knew that was coming.
But I wouldn't be surprised if this is 3 runs.
Oh, there's Julio again. Man, too bad this couldn't have been receiving yards. Please don't get hurt running the fucking ball. Please don't hurt yourself on a rush.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 7.5. I do see a touchdown coming.
You go. Ant says he's been drinking all day in celebration of Scott Frost being fired. And to that I say, I don't know
but the problem is,
it took so long.
Yeah, the problem, and here comes Fournette. The problem when you do it in week 2, what are you doing? I mean, what are you
honestly,
doing?
I don't know why.
The assistant coach that you're going to hire is Scott Frost. Is Scott Frost's thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave him another season, to be honest. And I don't know. I mean, I suppose if they don't lose to Georgia Southern, then yeah, he probably doesn't get fired. But at that point, it's like, well, we have to fire him now. He lost to fucking Georgia Southern. Like,
yeah, and one day you could say we were winning the game. They were winning the game. There was no doubt they were winning the game. It's just, yeah.
The line was 25.
Yes, I know. But are you firing Jimbo Fisher?
Well, yeah,
The
but
line was 20.
Jimbo Fisher didn't lose to Northwestern in week 1. Scott, this is a pattern. It's a pattern for Scott
It's a
Frost.
pattern. It's a pattern that his offense does not work there. Micah Parsons just killed him.
That's another sack. Yeah, they're coming on that left side there, and it's just they're getting blown up. Brady's like, "What the hell are you guys doing? I'm gonna get hurt out here." Just
Well, there was a reason.
Zell's gonna be pissed.
We called 2 run plays for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
and this wasn't even close. Yeah, I did what Donovan Smith does. I hold on as long as I can. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's like, he's like, I don't know if you've seen this Parsons guy, but he's way better at football than I am. He's really good at football.
All right, it's 9-3. So far, this game is thrilling.
I don't know. I think. I mean, if I'm Nebraska, I get a hold of Pelini and say, dude, you want to come back out here? I mean, he's only going to win 9-10 games a year, but he's not going to go 3-9. He's going to win 9 or 10 games a year.
Where's Brett Bielema
now? Illinois.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me, you got to get
MT. I don't think Bob Stoops is coming back.
The guy I would look at is
Michigan. Coming back.
No, I don't think you're going to get that. A guy who Michigan State's offensive coordinator. Because you need a guy who's going to be. Or you can't sit there and get this guy and say the problem with Scott Frost was he plays an up-style Houston UCF type offense, and for the most part, never really got the recruits to be able to do it.
Right.
Would get sprinkled here and there, but not. You've never said, "Oh, the Nebraska game changer wide receiver that has come out or is waiting to come out." Where he'd find these guys at UCF that were, hey, you're a 3-star guy, but for some reason you run a 4.3. And what we're going to do, because we figured out in college, you got the size of holes. I'm going to get you the ball in space, and then you're going to just go. I don't know. He couldn't find a running back to save his life. The offensive lineman he got just didn't work out, and the defense was non-existent. I don't think guys wanted to go there. So, I mean, Jay Johnson would be the guy I'd be looking at. A guy who knows how to win in a tough-oriented, like your Pat Narduzzi type. A guy who's going to battle it out, but knows how to recruit, knows what kind of Big Ten guys you're going to get. You're going to get some lunch pail guys and try to win. That's kind of what I would be going. So. I mean, Jay Johnson, he's not a spring chicken. He's in his 50s, but got a pretty nice resume. When you look at it, he's had some good quarterbacks. Michigan State, Colorado, Georgia, Minnesota. Kansas, Louisville. I mean, he's been around. So, I mean, that's kind of the guy I would look for. I'd look for a Big Ten coach from another program who knows what kind of players you're getting, where you're not trying to be the Ohio States of the world, but you're going to be that lunch pail team like Minnesota, Michigan State. There, Michigan State's trying to make that transition from that lunch pail team to that high octane offense. You're muted. Rich, I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear Rich? Rich,
Can you hear me now?
earphone? Yeah, now I can.
Must have disconnected or something. Yeah, I mean, I basically what I was saying was there's kind of two styles of teams in the Big Ten, and you got to kind of pick which one you're going to be. But most of the teams in the Big Ten can't, Ohio State is kind of like, it seems like they're their own tier. They're their own tier inside of the Big Ten, whereas they can kind of compete inside the Big Ten and outside the Big Ten. And a lot of it has to do with just the way and like the areas that they recruit and how they recruit and the recruits that they bring in. A lot of these other schools like Purdue, Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, these teams, they don't recruit outside of their regions very well, so they don't get these kids, and
Yeah.
they can't bring these kids in. So they can't,
Well,
like Nebraska can't play like Ohio State because they can't get the recruits that Ohio State gets.
correct. You were hiring Scott Frost to run the exciting UCF offense. Well, Florida's a
Yeah.
hotbed for speed and talent, but they're still in Florida. There's a difference of, hey, we want you to come to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When parents like, the only thing I know about Lincoln, Nebraska is just like Kansas, it has lots of tornadoes.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I mean,
nice run
that's
back.
the whole
they're
thing.
going for
Like
it?
that. I honestly think his style, his system would work to compete against Ohio State and against the bigger schools, but without the personnel to run it, it's what you see on the field, which is not good. It's not to
Correct.
say that he's a bad coach. It seems like the recruiting is just not very good.
Correct. And it's also a totally different environment from when he was hired. They're not,
Yeah.
he doesn't have the big donors. He doesn't have the money that's there. So the kids that he might have been able to get are not going to go there because they're going to go where there's money. All right. So let's see if Dallas can make this 10-9. Really bad throw by Dak. Dak with another really bad throw. He likes throwing it between CeeDee Lamb and three guys. Here's one thing I was going to say. I know we don't want to be that show, but right now your first touchdown scorer are all at plus 800 and better because no one scored yet.
Wow.
So if you want to take Leonard Fournette is plus 850 to be the first touchdown in this game. CeeDee Lamb's plus 750. Dalton Schultz plus 1100. Godwin's plus 1400. Julio's plus 2000. Technically, he's held the ball almost more times than anybody but Fournette. Oh, Dak just got crushed.
Yeah, he did.
And almost threw a pick. So, by the way, we need to remember 14. Fournette's carries that we took was 13 and a half. He has 13.
Nice.
So that's going to be an easy casher.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Nebraska has a lot of money. I just think that they either need to get somebody in that can, figure out how they need to play and how to recruit for the system that's there, or honestly, go back to the fucking Big 12. Rejoin the Big 12. I think they can compete in the Big 10, but I think that they need to play kind of smash mouth to compete in the Big 10. And they're not going to compete against Ohio State that way, but that's not who they need to compete against. They need to compete against Wisconsin and Michigan State and Michigan and those schools.
Yeah, I think D, if I told me right, I might be wrong, but I thought he went to the game in Arizona. I thought there was some trip to Arizona or something. So
he went to Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think we want Dion. It might be hilarious for 15 minutes, but it might be we're the best. We're winning the Super Bowl. There's no team like us. Yeah. Tell me week 16 if Mahomes is still standing. I mean, that's unfortunate. That's the same with every team. You can tell me Josh Allen. The Bills are winning the Super Bowl because they look great. That's great. If Josh Allen gets hurt in week 13, they're not winning the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it's that simple to look at the league. If Bryce Young gets hurt, they're not winning the national championship. If C.J. Stroud gets hurt, they're not winning the national championship or competing for it. If Georgia with the no-name quarterback who's all of a sudden turning himself into a draft pick, They should be
I
the
mean,
number one team in the country. That shouldn't even be a question.
yeah, and Alabama should be like, I don't know, 5, 6.
I don't know. Texas is a pretty good team.
They're unranked. They're unranked. Ohio State moved down when they beat number 5, so I don't want to hear anybody's bullshit about that.
I think you can move the Alabama to 3, but that's about it.
And if anybody wants to say that Notre Dame wasn't good, well, then why were they number 5? And why are we doing these rankings that are apparently
We talked about
meaningless?
that. They're bullshit in the beginning. Because
These
in the
rankings
beginning
are
of the year,
meaningless, apparently.
if you're in the Big Ten or you're in the SEC, most of the time you're going to be half your teams are in the top 25.
Yeah,
For no
I
reason
agree. Yeah,
whatsoever,
Bama
just
should
the fact that you're going to play. Yep.
Bama should have lost that game to Texas yesterday, but Texas, when Texas was kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns, I'm like, this is not how you're going to beat Bama. You got to one of these has got to be a touchdown here, and
Well, the question that
sucked.
teachers are you guys going to play a team that like can actually beat somebody? Like, when do you play Oklahoma State? That's the biggest
Oklahoma
question.
State. When do they play? When do they play Kansas? Huh? The Jayhawks, baby. The Jayhawks. We don't play defense, but we sure play a hell of an offense.
Well, yeah, they can score points. Well, I'm going to flat out tell you, and I put in the chat. I actually put in the wrong thing. I put in the soccer chat because I was so excited. The play on for the rest of the year is Incarnate Ward. That's the play all year long. We are going to be taking Incarnate overs. Been taking them every game since they started off the season versus the Salukis. That's why I took them. Then they turned around there. They scored 40 points in the fourth quarter. They're still getting overs of like 31.
Yeah.
They score points. They're definitely going to be a team we're going to be looking at for overs there. But the only problem, I don't get FC until Saturday.
Cincinnati went undefeated last year, didn't they? I think Cincinnati was undefeated last year.
Yes, Cincinnati was undefeated, but obviously starting a new quarterback, not the same team.
Chris Godwin limping off, it looks like.
Does that really shock you? Uh-oh, free play. Here comes Brady shooting for his life.
I like Ramon. I like Ramon's.
What's Ramon's bet? You're
comment
not fully Word unless you're Incarnate Word.
I think that should go. I think that should go at the bottom of the screen.
All right, no problem. Obviously, we're looking for live plays, but we yet haven't found any. I'm also kind of pissed I'm not getting any props this year.
Yeah,
Cameron Brate makes an appearance.
This is kind of what we thought the game was going to look like, which is why we like the under. But yeah, I thought they would have a little more points in this. I thought somebody would have a touchdown.
Well, I think basically both teams know.
Julio, and there's Julio's yardage. He caught it, and he's hurt. Oh, that was it. That was all he had. That's all we
needed. That was it. That was the signing.
That's all he had, and that's all we needed.
Yep. Now the Bucs have a chance to get a touchdown. Brady goes deep. And that was Brashard Perryman. I told you he was going to take a shot with Brashard Perryman for plus 1,400. What is Brashard Perryman as the first touchdown? Well, I don't have it because the Bucs moved it. There. It's a great catch. Yeah, but he's got such strong hands. Yeah, he tucks and rolls. He hurts his whole stomach. And he's out for the next week for groin pull.
What is going on with Collinsworth's voice?
I told you before the game started, it was terrible. So it kind of worked actually.
All I heard was so many loose balls roll around and pop out and they come underneath you.
Yeah, so Incarnate Word beat Nevada 55-41. So they haven't had a quarter where they haven't scored. They scored 31 in the second half themselves. They gave up 24, which is what you love in an over team. That's how they're this year's Wake Forest. They're not going to be as good as Wake Forest, but what they're going to be is what we like. They score a ton of points, and they give up a ton of points. So, all right. Back to the game here. 3rd and 10 for Brady. Brady runs back. He looks down, and it's incomplete. And if you had field goal kickers over 4.5.
Well, and we did cash Julio's yardage as he's got 70 yards receiving right now.
Oh, yeah, let's give the first one since that was the first one. All right, the times have come. Here we go. Good win. Julio receiving yards.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Sean knows something about betting Icelandic 3rd division soccer.
There's nothing wrong with betting FCS or FBS games. I mean, if you find a team that you like Rich will flat out tell you, we played Sam Houston last year because they had a great quarterback and we got great lines, and we'd run Sam Houston second half overs. We'd run Sam Houston full game. We'd run Sam Houston second half. You got to understand, my father also went to an FCS school in Southern Illinois. So that's why we talk about Southern Illinois, and we discuss Southern Illinois recruiting, which is kind of funny. I try to bring him back to the thing. He's like, we got this kid from da-da-da. And I was like, okay, he's a 2-star guy. It's Harf Nerf Jador, and we had them over 3 today, and they won 4-1. So Icelandic Pepsilid soccer is this. FCS is fun. Good. Right away, MG13. There's nothing wrong with taking a bet if you feel you have an understanding of that team and understand when that team to play and when that team's not going to play. Like Bowling Green, great MAC team. We play them all the time. They played Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky couldn't stop a fly. Every game they play is probably going to be in the 40s.
Yeah, I get my I get my lower schools in football confused with my lower schools in college basketball. So then I start looking at these teams like Eastern Kentucky, and I'm like, oh, they're all right. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, that's basketball. That's basketball. Yep. They're okay. And
yep. Oh, so you got to look and sit there and say Sam Houston's not as good as this year. Southern Illinois' defense sucks ass. Look at the overs on those games. They can't stop anybody. Towson, which I went to school, is a solid school. They're 2-0 in FCS right now. You also got a number of schools that were in FCS powers are no longer in the FCS. So there's a new spot for some of those teams to be able to make the championship game. North Dakota State goes without saying. That's a great FCS school to always bet, pretty much because it's got really intelligent coaching, and they produce very good quarterbacks. Well, quarterbacks that are good in college. So they're an absolute juggernaut. James Madison was a juggernaut, but they're in the Sun Belt now. So they're one of the schools that have moved on. Who knows? Pollard's in the game and out of the game. He's in the game. He's had a ton of reps this game, but they just haven't done squat. Oh shit, Salisbury? Sean Salisbury sighting? Suck up halfway to tying the record. Tying the record for what? Most field goals in a game? Is the most field goals in a game 6? I mean, I find it funny. The books really don't know what to do. They want to say, hey, these are 2 explosive offenses, but we want to keep the total close to that 40 range because 1 touchdown, and this changes the whole game. You can still, we're going to get first touchdown in the second half at like plus 2,000s. It's time to take 2 or 3 because someone's going to score. No idea. Oh, 8? All right, so he's got 4 already. Yeah, if you had the over 3.5, the Bucks themselves cashed it. which I did take it. Should have took it for a lot more money. But yeah. But the under's looking beautiful right now. There's 14 seconds left. This is going to be our halftime score. And there's nothing in this game that says Dallas is really still out of this game, except for the fact they can't block. They can't block. Who gets the ball come second half? All right, so Bucks do.
I was gonna say I think Dallas had it first.
The one thing that Dallas hasn't done a good job of is playing field position. They have not been able to put the Bucks in negative territory almost all game. The Bucks have been able to get a first down on every drive.
Right.
And then they hit last territory was probably their worst territory, and then they hit the bomb to Julio. Yeah.
Well, and they Bucks got I think they got one of their field goals off that Dak INT.
Yep. All right, so now we get to go for the fun part. We have second half plays. Is there anything you feel ultra confident in?
Not really. I guess it's.
I mean, we got to take
the first number touchdown. Is, but
your first touchdown numbers are going to be so disgusting. All right, so Leonard Fournette somehow went down.
I was going to say
you might have to plus 900.
Right.
Ezekiel's plus 800. Dalton Schultz is plus 1,400. He was my pick. Julio's plus 1,800, and Russell Gage is plus 2,000. But I don't think Gage has caught a pass ever, except the very first one of the game. No, that was Godwin.
Yeah, I haven't even seen him be targeted. So if he caught that first one, anytime touch, you actually get some pretty decent numbers on anytime touchdowns right now too.
Yep.
I got 225 on Fournette.
Yes, KG. That's a good play there for your first half minus 2.5. I like that. That was nice. I actually took the 5.5, the 6.5, the 7.5. I had no respect for Dallas was going to do anything. I didn't see anything.
Dak anytime touchdown right now is plus 1,000.
Yeah. I still don't have any lines yet. My book's like everybody else. We don't know what to put out there. Wow, like, what the crap did we see?
Wow, they just blew the lines up. Dak's now plus 1,100. Fournette's plus 300.
You have lines for the second half? Oh, finally.
What do we got for second half? Second half. Dallas minus 1.5. Total 23.5. Third quarter, I've got Dallas minus 0.5 plus 130. Total 9.5. Wow, that just flipped. Dallas plus 0.5 minus 125 on the third quarter.
All right, so what is what is your strong leans? Let's talk this through.
Well, so I guess, do we think the second half is going to look like this half looked like, or do we think it's going to be entertaining?
I see no reason why it's going to look different except the play is made on defense.
Okay.
Question is, if you're the Bucks, do you limit your drop back passes and you basically just really bring Fournette here, little swings, little quick routes, just to limit the game because you're kind of like, we can play defense and still stay in this game because Dallas can't block them.
Right.
There's nothing I
see. Dallas's offense. Let's look at the stats.
I mean, my lean right now My lean right now is to hit it again and go the second half under.
They have 53 yards passing and 41 yards rushing.
Yeah, the only way you look at this, the only negative thing you look like when you're looking at the under is there's technically been 5 scoring opportunities. Bucks have been inside the 10 2 times.
Right. If they could have turned any of those, if they could have turned half of these red zone trips into touchdowns, this game might look a lot different. So what's to say that doesn't happen in the second half?
Well, I think you're more likely. I think you're more likely to get a fourth quarter touchdown when Bucks go in to prevent the win.
Yeah.
Or prevent the cover. Yeah, it's. I think the other factor is if you took the teaser, you've got to put something on the Bucks plus 1.5. Because the way it works, you're up by 9 right now, so technically the teaser's losing. So if you take the Bucks plus 1.5 to there, you can literally have no score, or you get one of these 7-6 scores, and you're still protected, and you could win on the teaser and still win on the Bucks. Yeah, I took the Bucks. I was going to look at the team total. That's really where I was.
Yeah, I don't have a team total.
You don't have team totals? So you got Bucks 10.5. They're gonna get the ball technically more possessions than the Cowboys. They're the ones that move the ball. So Cowboys are over 10.5 minus 140, and the Bucks are 10.5 minus 115.
Yeah, I don't have team totals right now.
Yep.
I mean, I think I see a touchdown. I see a touchdown from the Bucks before I see a touchdown from the Cowboys.
I'd agree. I'd go back to Leonard Fournette because I think it's going to be on the ground. I think it's going to be on the ground, or you go for that score because you're going to have one of these times where it's going to be play action. They threw the ball to Perriman at the 25 to try to go in. Is Julio playing the second half?
Yeah, he was out
there. Word out there?
He was out there after that. Yeah, he was out there after that long catch.
It looked like he got his wind, the wind knocked out of him. Is what it looked like he did. He subbed the ball.
Probably.
So the Ravens, because their strength conditioning coach is great. We know Roddy Staley is hurt, so they picked up Jawan James, and Jawan James left the game versus the Jets. He tore his Achilles. He's done for the year. Ravens lost 2 starting players in week 1. They lost their cornerback and they lost their left tackle, backup left tackle.
They had major injury issues last year too.
They had major injuries every year.
Their entire team was basically riddled with injuries like halfway through the season.
Yep. Yeah, so if you look at the Dallas line, and I mean, Dak has thrown 6 for 16. Elliott's run for 32 yards. Pollard's run for -2 on 4 carries. Your leading receiver is Houston and Lamb with 16 yards. Dalton Schultz has 2 catches.
Yeah, and CeeDee Lamb has 1 reception on 7 targets.
All right, here we go. First touchdowns. Fournette plus 700. Evans plus 1,600. If you want to go for the score, Perriman's plus 2,000.
I can't believe that Evans is
4,000.
I can't believe Evans is plus 1,600.
I've got Evans. Evans is 650. He's actually the lowest.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said 1,600. Okay. That makes more sense. I mean, I would say that it's more likely that the Bucks score the first touchdown. That would be my guess.
And they'll have the first shot.
I haven't. Unless Dallas
I
looks a
would.
lot different in the second half than they looked in the first half.
I mean, I still have Dalton Schultz, who I began the game at plus 650 in my pocket, and I took Fournette at plus 800. So I'll go ahead and I'll dabble on Godwin because I already have an anytime touchdown for Evans, so I'm not going to
Well,
double down twice.
Godwin limped off the field, and I never saw him come back.
Okay.
I mean, I realize you're probably taking a long shot there, but you might be taking a long shot on a guy that's not going to play.
Yeah, could be. Cameron Brate's plus 2,000. I really want to take Brashard Perriman again.
I mean, I still like Evans. Anytime. For first touchdown, I would say it's probably going to be a rushing touchdown. So I would say Fournette's probably first touchdown.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's plus 240
mean,
anytime. Yep.
Rashad White, I don't know. He didn't look great.
He came in and got a carry. I think he got one carry. One carry for negative 1 yards.
Right.
And he did some pass pro. Julio's the leading receiver. Fournette's got 2 catches. The 60 yards. I mean, right now, Julio's your MVP of the game. Or really, the MVP should be the Bucs defense. You got interception.
Yeah.
You got multiple sacks. You're hitting them on each play. I'm surprised Dallas is. So actually, the Bucs don't have a sack. Dallas has 2 sacks. I didn't see that. I thought the Bucs had a sack.
Yeah, I think Brady's been sacked twice.
Yep. Because he's so mobile. Ugh. All right, I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah, Gerardo, I don't hate that. I think Fournette probably gets one. I don't know. I don't know how many touchdowns we're actually going to see in this game. It's very possible that the second half could look way different than the first half, but if it looks the same, then our touchdown scores are going to be pretty few and far between.
They're talking about Godwin right now.
Said he's out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was, like I said, it was only a small shot. Let me take somebody else. Okay, with that news, all right, I'm going to take it a different guy.
Oh, nice run. Big Leonard. How many carries did you have?
13 and a half. He already crashed that a long time ago.
Okay. All right. Well, I thought he had 13, and that would have been 14.
I'm pounding him again. Rashard Perryman. Here we go.
That didn't sound right.
It is the weekend. All right. So Fournette might get 100 yards. He's got 70. So Godwin's already done for the game. Russell Gage is going to get more carries. There's my boy Perriman. Let's go. It'd be plus 3,500 for what I have on Perriman. I got a plus 2,000 and a plus 1,600.
I don't understand. I don't understand why you. Of course, it seems like, or at least it sounds like Godwin's injury is a hamstring. So technically not anything. It's not the same as what he was dealing with before. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but hamstrings will take several weeks to heal.
What's a nagging thing? It's a nagging thing that's going to be there for several weeks probably, depending on severity. But
hamstring pull, depending upon the severity of the pull, it's really several weeks. All right, here's going to be a false start. So Bucks are going backwards. I mean, here's the question that you're looking at this game. You're Dallas. You have to start throwing the ball. Eventually, you got to make a play.
right. I would say this offense is going to open up a little bit.
Well, the only problem is the Bucks are just going to blanket Lamb, which was what they were doing, and he was trying to throw it between three different guys. It's showing he has zero trust in everybody else. They really need Michael Gallup. Here's goes deep. He's got Perriman.
Oh,
and Perriman drops it.
Yeah, kind of got sandwiched there by a couple defenders.
Oh, he got completely dead.
Yeah.
Well, you got Diggs playing back. You got Diggs versus Perriman. That was a really
safety
not a great
coming
route
over the top here.
And safety just kind of blocked him.
Yeah. It's not a I mean,
when did Malik Hooker end up in Dallas?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Isn't he on Indianapolis? They drafted him.
I almost got that. Oh, they did get it. They definitely tipped it.
Yeah, but it's still gonna
be still went pretty far. Yeah, Hooker played for Ohio State, I believe, right?
Yes, he did. Well, it says he plays for Dallas, which makes sense since we just saw him in Dallas.
Yeah, he signed. Oh, he's from Newcastle. That's like
Hooker signed with the Cowboys in July of 21.
Yeah.
So he signed last year.
Yeah, that's like a half hour from me. I think he played for. Oh no, he played for Newcastle.
Oh, there's a rule because the pundit hit the screen. They didn't get it.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, it hit the board.
Holy cow!
Underneath of it.
Wow. Wow.
So they
now
have
they're
to
going to kick it
repunt.
again.
I mean, but that your job is to hit the ball high in the air. So you're not allowed to
And
hit that high?
so now I got to kick it again, and I got to be conscious of where I'm kicking it. That's kind of dumb.
Oh, they just
Oh, he
crushed the
got
Bucs.
drilled. Yeah, he got
The guy didn't
drilled.
throw a flag. He didn't throw a flag.
What?
And Turpin got himself killed. Oh, there is a
Now
flag.
he got a flag. I was gonna say, there's no way. There's no
I don't
way
know.
he got tackled.
After that LSU game that we saw running into the kicker, and he took out the leg and the foot underneath it, and somehow that was
Right.
just running into the kicker. So the question is, do they hit him or
That's a 5.
That's a
That's a 5-yarder.
no. 5 is when you hit the there. When you hit the guy and you preserve the landing, that's 15. He hit him with the helmet.
I
This
think
could
you
be
got to
15.
hit the.
It's 15. Guarantee it's 15. I haven't seen it. I'm telling you that's 15. Because the key thing is if you run into the running leg,
Yeah,
they only call 5. That was the leg was up there, and then he hit him in the helmet right in the chest.
I thought if you hit the leg, it was 15.
No, if you hit which is the dumbest thing, if you only hit the kicking leg, it's just 5. Oh, they called running. You're right.
That's the 5.
Yep.
Yeah, roughing is the 15.
The Bucs have said we're going to punt again. So we want our punter to punt 3 times. Three minutes have gone. This kid's like, I got to punt again.
This guy's like, you want me to kick this ball again? Are you guys serious? You being serious right now?
What did I do wrong? I'm running sprints.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
We're punting. All right. So we got to break the action as the Bucs practice kicking. So how many thousands are you taking the Broncos minus 6.5?
Okay, so I don't have any more than I would normally have on a game. However, that game, that Broncos minus 6.5 was the absolute first. That was the game that I bet, and I bet it a couple different ways. So normally I don't bet football that way. Normally I don't go in very, if I'm on a game or if I like a side, I bet it one time and that's it. But that minus 6.5 on the Broncos, I'm very in on that. So
Yep. Why do we think it's 6.5? The Seahawks suck ass in defense.
I think it's the home field narrative, the Seattle home field narrative. For what it's worth, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this Seattle team, from what I've seen of them, and from what they've had on the field, it's been mostly like most of the preseason has been their starters. They're awful. This Seattle team is awful. They could be the worst team in football.
That's all they're doing. They're playing for the number 1 pick.
Yeah, they could be the worst team in football.
I'm 100% concerned that, like, if they're winning, they might go, oh, we're just going to keep passing. We're just going to keep passing. Eventually, they'll throw an interception.
The fact that so I didn't see any Drew Lock. I didn't see any Drew Lock preseason. But the fact that, like, I saw enough Geno, and the fact that they were like, Geno, this is our guy. From what I saw in the preseason, for them to say Geno is their guy, I'm like, oh my God. Like how bad could Drew Lock be that they were like, Geno, this is the guy. This is the guy that we want.
In the last preseason game, Drew Lock played almost 4 quarters. He missed like the last 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Okay. He threw 4 interceptions. And you can say, okay, he had a bad offensive line and not the starters at wide receiver. Well, Lockett played at the beginning and Metcalf played a series. And he was just awful. But I look at that team and their offensive line is terrible. So whoever they put back there is just going to get absolutely slaughtered. You got a hot Denver team with Russell Wilson coming back. So as bad as that crowd's going to be, there. Anytime touchdown, Albert Oguwubabunam. That's my play.
Alberto.
Alberto will get about plus 300 in it. He's going to be your friend. Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory comes over from Dallas. Those two guys are going to meet Geno Smith almost entire game. I don't see Rashard Penny having a very good night. Sertan still, you pick up Ronald Darby, comes over from Philadelphia. So the defense should be rock solid. Justin Simmons is back. Kareem Jackson comes over. The defense should be rock solid. And Javonte Williams should be able to run all over their defense because their defense sucks ass.
I mean, when you break down the different facets of the game, and a lot of times we'll look at it. I'll look at a lot of different sports in a similar light. I'll be like, okay, which team has the advantage on offense, which team has the advantage on defense, or football, you look at it, who's got the better passing game, who's got the better running game, who's got the better run defense, who has, and it's like I look at that game and I'm like, I don't see where Seattle has the better anything over Denver, like anything.
No. Better desire to get the number one pick to get a quarterback.
I mean, if I had to bet,
with the catch.
If I had to make a bet on the game, I think Denver probably wins by 3 touchdowns. Do they win by 3 touchdowns? I don't see how they don't.
I could see one touchdown where Geno gets to Metcalf. That's why I'm really not touching the over/under.
No.
If I was going to go anyway, I might take over because it's a 44 and a teaser, and you can walk into that by mistake.
Sure. Yeah, you can. Yep.
And the Pollard catch is wiped away.
Yeah, I just it's I don't know. The narrative is there for, Russ going back to Seattle or whatever, but it's just that they're so overmatched.
Yeah. I don't see any of the Seattle secondary being able to cover any of the guys. I see at halftime the DK asked for a trade.
On the Denver side, you've got Sutton and you've got Judy, and then you've got Albert O, and you've got Hamler, and then Javonte and Melvin Gordon, and it's like you've got all these weapons. And on the Seattle side, you've got Lockett and Metcalf, but you've got nobody to throw him the ball, so it doesn't matter.
There goes Pollard with the catch. Pollard gets killed 5 yards later.
Well, that is one good thing for our Pollard bet is that Dallas is behind, so hopefully they realize that they're going to have to start throwing the ball here. Kind of wished Tampa would have put another score on the board, so that they. They're down 2 scores.
Shocking, but yes.
Down 2 scores, so they know that they've got to start throwing.
I was just telling my wife that if you're Tampa, you could basically go, we scored 4 times this game, and we can lose.
Yeah.
Oh, Dak
There's
just got
a sack.
crushed.
That's 3 sacks.
Who is it? Devin White.
He's riding a pony or something. I don't know what he's doing.
That's the first sack for the Bucks. Oh.
Well, that's the other thing is that if they the more passing downs that they're running, that'll bring some sacks, I would think. I think we need 2 more for the 4.5.
At what point do we take the anytime touchdown? No.
Oh, they have to punt. I didn't realize that was
Yes.
third down. Jeez.
Yeah.
That was a
I
nice
mean,
punt. That was a real nice
there's
punt.
Jalen Darden, nice little return. So anytime touchdown is plus 650.
That's not even that good. That's
Well,
not even that good. I think
they're telling you
they're starting to
there's a
realize that
serious
might
chance.
actually happen.
There's a real serious chance here.
Okay, guys, we might actually not get a touchdown here. What do we want to set this number at?
KG, I think we're going to be passing back that Bucks second half team total 10.5 for that first half play we did. KG still believes he's on the Bucks third quarter money line. I would take Denver getting points. I love the Bucks, but there's nothing in this game that leads me to believe that. Well, if you want to take Dallas plus 0.5 is plus minus 300 with 8 minutes to go. If you want to take the Bucks minus 0.5 is plus 225. Total is set to 5.5. You want to take the money line, it's minus 125. Oh, said this game was going to be ugly, and this is the reason it's going to be ugly. Neither team can block anybody. You lost Godwin. That's a huge weapon that's lost. I mean, I'm actually shocked that the Bucks are the score is 12-3. I did think we were going to get a little better from Dallas, but boy, I haven't seen it. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean on the Dallas side, I've listened to a handful of guys break down this game, and I was concerned on the Dallas side from a couple things. Their offensive line concerns, and like you said, the Bucks kind of have the same. They kind of got the same thing going on. They kind of have they have offensive line issues too, but then Dallas just the lack of playmakers on Dallas is difficult. It's going to cause issues. The one thing you can say for Tampa is that they have been able to run the ball pretty consistently. I mean, Fournette's got to be approaching about 85 or 90 yards here, I think.
Yeah, Donovan Smith's done for the game.
Yeah, Fournette's at 83 yards right now. So
Yeah, he's the only guy. He's the only guy doing anything. Big run here.
Yeah. I mean, he's ripping them pretty. And the other thing is that as the game. Oh, geez, don't get into a fight now. Come on, it's 12-3, Lenny. Just chill out.
Yeah. And 2nd and 1.
Completely disregard that I have you on two of my fantasy teams. Yeah, he's actually looked. Fournette's actually looked really good.
Yeah, the Bucks have run blocked pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Perriman's blocking on the edge.
There's
he's
nice
out the
run.
second level.
There's a nice run. See,
to the
I think
42.
so. I think what's going on now is I think Dallas's defense might be starting to get gassed a little bit.
Yeah,
I think we're hitting the wall. Yeah, I think we're hitting the wall right now.
They just switched that Bucks minus 0.5 to plus 100. Even money.
Yeah, I think we're hitting the wall right now. All right,
Brady.
Brady, unload it.
Pass
Come
back.
on, Brady, rip it.
Brady goes deep. Where's
Come on.
Perriman?
Well,
That was Julio.
Julio.
Come on, you're throwing it deep. It's got to be Perriman. That actually wasn't a great throw, though.
No, it wasn't. I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just for this being the first game, with Julio, it sure does seem like Tom likes to throw to Julio.
Well, I mean,
He's
he's another
targeted
guy
him
who
quite
catches the
a
ball.
few
He's big.
times.
Yeah. Especially for a guy like.
Oh
he
man,
almost
he almost caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost caught that.
What do you mean you took me out on this play? 2nd and 10. Why am I sitting on the bench? Because this is where I throw the ball to.
John White, right?
No, what? No, it's the other guy, the old Cincinnati guy. Was that Rachaad White?
I think so. 29.
I thought 29 is the other guy. Wait, 29?
Gio?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. He's 28. Okay, that is Rachaad White, who the Bucks really like.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I drafted him. I was like, if Fournette gets hurt, they're two different running backs, but that's the guy they're going to go to. Yeah, Dak is 57 yards passing. They're both there. Not that Tom is really lighting it up either. He's got 167. And yeah, we're in the third quarter. Oh,
There's Evans.
Mike Evans finally shows up for a first down.
Yeah, he had a couple.
Right,
he had a couple catches at the beginning of the game, and then that was it. I mean, the game has not been. It's not been super interesting.
What?
From a passing perspective.
River, you fooled me. All right, so it looks like Maryland's finally getting their ass together and not waiting for minority owners anymore. They're opened up the application process to see if they can get this done by December 5th.
For what?
You made my ass.
Casinos?
Yep.
Sports?
No, yeah, do mobile betting.
Yeah, so I think we might have talked about this before. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The last stream we did, I was hammered drunk. So I'm not sure. We might have talked about several things, and I don't remember. But
Yes.
So Ohio's goes into effect, I believe, like January 1st or like sometime in January, and they've already put out lists of all the places that are going to have betting terminals in the area, and I mean it's astronomical. Like it's so many. Like I'm going to be able to go to a gas station down the street and play sports bets. So I guess that's good.
We'll never be that way in Maryland.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, and I don't know, the specifics of the other states, but from what I've heard, Ohio is going to have one of the most or the most betting terminals and betting brick and mortar, and then sports books, full-on sports books attached to casinos in basically the entire country. So that's good, but really all I want is the apps. Like that's all I want. I don't want to go to the gas station and make bets like some fucking degenerate. Like I just want to sit here and do it on my phone or on my fucking laptop. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so the holdup in Maryland is really simple. So you've got sports books are in all the racetracks. They're in all the stadiums. All the sports teams have one, and I mean all the sports teams. And the other casinos that were there. So the 5 casinos that were already here all have sports books. All right.
Sure.
So mobile, they have 100 licenses. Remember when we kind of Baltimore's known, obviously, the Freddie Gray incident, things of that nature. That's essentially when it first kind of got legalized, kind of a month or 2 months before. So they made a big stinking deal that when they did the licensing, there was 100 licenses that they were going to give out, and you could apply for a license. They asked everybody, if you're interested, come apply for the license, do the applications. We got everything up. In that deal is 25% have to be minority owners. Well, there's not 25% different minority owners. So
Sure.
they can't sell out all the license. So some moron basically sat there and said that they're not going to go until they sell out all the license. And other guys in the state Senate finally said, why don't we give it to the 60 we have? Hold these 25 for make-believe of more minority owners, which don't look like they're ever coming.
Sure.
And let's get started and
let's
make
get
it money
moving,
for the
right?
state. Yes. But yeah. So that's the holdup. And apparently there's some talk there that they will start doing the applications. And they're like, if this all goes through, December 5th would be the earliest. But that's kind of a
Come on,
make-believe.
Mike Evans,
touchdown.
anytime touchdown.
There we
Let's
go. It's been a while, but we go back to Snappy.
Jesus.
Yeah, all my little takes on all the other first touchdowns all die, so I probably just break even on that one. Me personally. But we all cashed if you took that earlier. And if you took the third quarter, that pretty much locks it up because I don't think the Cowboys are scoring again. It's 18-3. This doesn't set up real well for the teaser. That's going to die a horrible death. And that was a plus 300. That sucks. If the Cowboys score, there's a shot that they'll lose by 9. Now, they could go for 2.
Well, I mean, the one good thing that this does is if it didn't before, now it should motivate the Cowboys to start opening up a little bit. So maybe Pollard gets a little bit more run here.
They can't open it up. They're going to get killed if they open it up. They need to somehow move the ball quickly, fast, and just play it short. I mean, they do need to abandon the run.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
That would be the one good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be all passing until the next time they should be running the ball, it better be, 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 1 or whatever, or after they score a touchdown.
Yep. So I'm going to go on a limb and say under 50.5 cashed. Don't see any way
isn't
for that
that
not to cash.
Isn't that something, Ken? It always seems like the really bad areas are always they always have some place to gamble, some place to drink, and churches. Yep. Those are like the three businesses: churches, bars, and casinos in bad areas.
Apparently, New Jersey is the same thing. So, yeah. Now, I mean, I like Dallas because I thought Dallas could move the ball. I liked Dallas's defense. Dallas's defense has played, for the most part, pretty well. The Bucs have had 8 drives. You can't be on the field that long. Eventually, you're going to wear down.
To be fair, I like the Bucs. I just didn't like where the number was to tease it.
Yeah.
I didn't like where the number was. It was just
the whole going through 0.
Yeah.
The whole going through 0. I mean, quite frankly, I probably should have done for the show, take the under and take Seattle. That should have been the play. But I did think we were going to get something from Dallas, and we've got absolutely nothing from Dallas.
Or you could have, or you're talking teasing Denver. Teasing Denver down to
Denver,
pick,
yeah.
And then Denver down, and then
Yeah, that should have been the play, and that would have been We try to do it on the same night, so it makes more sense.
Well, a lot of people A lot of
Yeah.
people closed out on Sundays too.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt. I'll have to take some money from investments. That is definitely gonna hurt. You just kind of shoot me in the nuts there. Oh. Did I take all my open plays, or did I actually leave something open? No, I played them all. That's good. All right, let's see if Dallas can act like a football team.
Oh, there's Tony Pollard. Come on, check it down.
He threw it 7 yards over his head. And Dak didn't even step into that throw.
This Dallas offense has looked like shit, but I mean Tampa's defense has just been all over them all night. So
yeah, well, the loss of Smith is a big deal, and there's no other way to say it.
I don't know what people were expecting here. Oh, there's a sack. That's 4.
Sack.
We need one more. One more will get us the sack, Rob.
Well, right now, if you're the Bucks, you're literally just getting your ears back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because they're going to throw.
Dax just got smacked in the back. I don't know who it was, but he got up and he just ran right into him. And it's not good if you leave him unblocked.
Right.
This is a great series by Dallas here. Oh, they get a free play. They get a free play. He throws it. And it should be a PI, too, because the guy's basically tagging him down. I don't think they'll get the PI call.
I mean, Dak is basically throwing to like what, CeeDee Lamb and like a bunch of guys that's going to be collecting shopping carts in a few weeks. So
they badly need Michael Gallup. Mm-hmm. They need Michael Gallup to be that number 2 guy. And
kind of wonder why Jalen Tolbert was a healthy scratch tonight. That's interesting.
Probably carried more offensive linemen.
Maybe.
All right, this is the problem with Pollard because Pollard has to stay back to chip and block. Now it's 3rd and 11.
Come on, just check
Pollard
down.
Leaks out. Hey, got it.
Oh, there's a first down. Holy shit, there's a first down.
Yep.
Hey, I think Dak is just in a really bad spot right now. He's devoid of weapons, and he's got an offensive line that's getting 8 right now.
Well, my thought is going with the Cowboys.
He's in a bad spot.
I thought Dallas would be able to run the ball. I thought it was, for the most part, it was going to be a very boring game. And I thought they could stay within 8. They still technically could stay within 8.
Yes. Yeah, they could.
I mean, this is not over. I mean, this is the great NFL. Is Dak overrated and overpaid? I don't know. I've watched a lot of Dak games, and he's impressed me better than those other running quarterbacks that you see. All right, 2nd and 5. Pollard's in the background. Dak says, please, let's call a damn running play so I don't get hit. I'm going to schedule out. Oh, we're going to hand it off to Lamb coming around. No, we're going to give it to Pollard, and now we're going to get procedural, and we'll go back 5 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, the book doesn't know what to do. It keeps playing 35.5, 36.5. Each line, Bucks minus 13.5, Bucks minus 15.5. They have no idea.
The other thing you've got to look at is there's a ton of eyes on this game right now. Anybody that's watching football right now is watching this game, and anybody that's betting is trying to straighten their shit out based on this game.
Yep. Big first down.
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb to midfield. Mm-hmm. All right. Like I said, I mean, this game's far from over. It's only a 16-point lead. That's 2 scores. It's one of those things that happens in football. This is what the Saints had to do. Not that the Bucs or the Atlanta Falcons.
Right. Yeah.
Much more difficult task, but and another false start. Dak's like, well, I'm getting more passing yards because we keep dropping back 5. Dak still hasn't eclipsed 100 yards passing.
Yeah, I've got him on one of my fantasy teams, but it's a game that's so far gone, it doesn't even matter.
There's one thing where you basically look and you were like, Elliott's having a bad game, but we actually look at the stats. Elliott's averaging 5.6 yards a carry.
Oh,
9
really?
carries for 5.6 yards. Yeah. They just had stopped running the ball.
Yeah.
Here comes
Oh,
Pollard.
there's a
Pollard.
nice run from Pollard.
There we go. That's 11.
Did you take his rushing yards?
Yep, that was 33. But the only reason that he hasn't done squat because he got -8 because CeeDee Lamb flipped on the ball right before he got killed. Here,
Oh,
you
did that
take
actually count against him?
that counted as -8 yards for Pollard.
Wow, that's shitty.
That's almost means, I mean, hopefully they'll correct that because that would be like if a guy ran backwards there, fumbled, you recovered. Okay, it looks like
Right.
you tried to get up and run with it. All right, -17 because you're idiots.
Right.
-9. Ken's correcting me on the -9 yards. So, yes. So, Pollard actually breaks into the positive on that carry. So, he only got 9 yards, not there. So, Pollard officially has 5 carries for 7 yards. It's going to be tough to get 33. Dalton Schultz is your leading receiver for there, 4 catches for 31 yards. Dax doesn't have 89 yards. And if you took the Bucs third quarter, you cashed it on that touchdown because there was no other way that was not going to cash. So I took it to offset all my no touchdowns, first touchdown scores. Oh. Trying to figure out what to do. So normally you would say 14, 17 lines. We got 22 points. They finally dropped it past that 2 touchdowns, and it's 35.5. I mean, quite frankly, you kind of wonder why they went away from the run. Because except for they got really cute in the beginning, Elliott's been gashing. Pollard's starting to get runs. If you knew you couldn't block them, maybe you should have ran the ball a lot more.
Right.
So the Bucs are supposed to have a good running defense. Vita Vea is tremendous, but run off tackle. That's what it looks like on both these teams. Avoid the middle. All right. $3,000 bet on the Broncos money line. Yeah. There's Todd Bowles. We run the ball, you take time off the clock, we're good to go. Someone want to tell Todd that they don't have the football right now?
So for as good a game as Fournette is having, only 13 points in fantasy because he has just basically it's just all rushing yards.
Yep. Here comes Pollard
Another
again.
run by Pollard.
Yep, first down.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a flag. So we're going backwards. I don't know. The Dallas guy's missing a helmet.
Yep.
And he's still getting a holding call. See, this is what's the penalty situation? Is that what's been killing Dallas? I've been trying to dissect why they really just stopped running. So if you look at the penalty situation, Dallas has 9 penalties for 60 yards. Yeah, that's the reason they stopped running. Yep, KG, good call. KG's 2-0. He's kicking ass. Taking names.
Nice.
Now it's
Well, at
big
least somebody
third down.
is.
Dak, he's got
Oh,
him.
nice.
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz again.
I'd almost take Dallas fourth quarter because I think the Bucs are just going to run the ball. Or run the ball and punt it. I mean, unless Dallas comes down here and scores. Dallas puts up any points here, that's probably going to be the most. Bucs team total set at 24.5. Dallas is set at 10.5. And Pollard runs into the line. So this will be 4th and 2. Yep. This might be the game here for Dallas. A little pass to Pollard out in the flat. Probably not run Pollard right up the middle.
Probably not.
He's not even looking his way, and it's almost picked off, and that's the
Almost
end of it.
intercepted.
That's just terrible. It's 4th and 2. Guy's got to be wide open for you to make that throw. He threw it real quick like he was under pressure.
Right.
He was at no pressure, and that ends the Cowboys. If you take the Bucs at minus 15.5. Total's at 32.5. Seventh score of the game. It's a touchdown, 130, field goal, any other. I mean, Bucs field goal is plus 250. I don't know what I think's coming up. Ken got a Schultz prop. That's good. Because it's tough to get any
Nice,
props
Ken.
in this game.
Yeah, it really is.
That's why we didn't post a lot of props, because like I said, I didn't think there was going to be a lot of scoring. Did I think it was going to be this bad? No. But
This has not been great. But,
no.
I mean,
it's been electric.
we got
It's gone par of the course for today's football games.
we got Julio's yardage, and we got Evans anytime touchdown.
Yep.
Pollard's
We got
we got the under, and Pollard's stuff is still, it's still in play. I mean, there's almost a whole quarter left, and what we need from Pollard is going to be in play.
Yeah. Catching,
so
throwing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I thought that third down call was just absolutely stupid. You've been gashing them
Right.
off tackle, so let's go through the center, because they're not going to be ready for it.
Right.
And the fourth down call was just, that's where a quarterback's trying to throw it out because he thinks he's hot, but there was no blitz. There was nothing. That's a bad read by Dak, and it was almost basically picked. So let me set the scene if you're the Bucs. You've lost Godwin. Jones has kind of already been hurt a couple times. Evans always gets hurt. This should be Fournette, Rashard White, right, left, maybe some Cameron Braid over the middle. I see maybe 2 pass plays. See, there's my boy Perriman. Thursday night KC is minus 3.5. Oh, they're playing the Chargers. Khalil Mack had a game. He said, welcome to Vegas. You probably should have never traded me. They had 3 sacks today. That was an absolute beast against Oakland. Sacked again, sacked him on the last drive, sacked him on the last play, chance for them to do anything. I mean, Mahomes is not going to have that time that he had the last game versus Arizona. Arizona's best pass rusher was playing in Oakland. Oh, Vegas. All right, there's a 1-yard gain for the Bucks. Sets up 2nd and 9. He's going to pass. He's got him. Russell Gage gets a catch. It's a little out route combination. Almost a pick play. Well, they lost the guy because they just told him to stay home because he quit on him in the beginning of the season. You got to remember that, Kurt Collinsworth. That's why they went out and got other receivers. Picked off!
Oh, intercepted.
He threw it right at him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, KG, I'm getting absolutely no live plays. Good catch. But if you're Dallas, you did the right thing. You basically had 2 guys all over Mike Evans' slant on 3rd down. Who else is he going to throw to? Nope, Dallas didn't score. They do get a pickle, so we're back to watching Tony Pollard. Don't worry, he's going to run right at the guard. Take the smallest running back and run right behind the guard. It's not college. All right, so Bucks are now minus 12.5 live. Live totals at 32.5. I think that's a gift. Fourth quarter, Dallas is minus 334. They're still throwing Dallas's team total at 10.5 because they know Dallas is going to go for 2, and they're trying to figure out if you don't
Right.
realize. I'm not sure the Bucks score here, so that's why I agree with KG on the fourth quarter under. I think we saw the 1 touchdown. Maybe Dallas scores. I don't know. You've got 22 points right now, and they're saying, are they going to score 10 points? So none of these teams consistently. Actually, 32.5 is still showing, KG. So 32.5 is 10.5. So that's what I'm showing right now. So the game is 32.5. He posted when the quarter started. Yes, under 11.5. But quite frankly, really 32.5, 10.5. Okay, maybe it's a 8-pointer and a field goal is the difference. But yeah, 11.5 is a nice number. Everyone's going to be on KC that game. I'm going to take the over.
What, on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yep, agreed. I would be on the over. I'd be on the over, and I'd be on. See, the problem is that KC looked fantastic today. However,
They played Arizona.
they played Arizona, right? So
Yep.
we don't really know. We don't really know what that
Means.
really looks like. Yeah. So,
Yep.
I think the safest play is probably just take the over. If gun to my head, if you made me pick a side, I'd take whoever was getting points.
I'll take the Chargers at 6.5 to take them up to 10, and I'll take the over at 48.
Yeah, I agree.
See, you got
I
the teaser
agree.
early for Thursday. Yep.
Yep. Why is the line's already out for that?
Yep. Oh, Dak missed him. He tried to go back shoulder, but he back shouldered it by 2 yards. And it's already 3rd down again for Dallas because they just, I don't know. First play was Elliott for 2 yards, and he had 1-on-1, and he was able to push off. Here comes Houston. Carlton Davis. That's actually really good coverage. Maybe not grab onto his towel while he's trying to reach for the football, but 3rd and 8 at midfield. This has got to be 2 down. Terry. Here comes Dak. He's rolling out. He gets it. He throws it behind him. All he had to see plays like that really tick me off. And this is one thing Mahomes does, and I credit with Mahomes. Dak's running right there. He tries to fit the ball in like there. All he had to do was just lob it up. And that's why Lamb threw his head up there. There's nobody on the outside. Just lob it up. Or Noah Brown. Just lob it up into that area and let him run under it. No speed, just there. Just a little lob pass right towards the sideline. Let him come grab it. Instead, he misses him. And they actually are punting. How the crap are you punting? And
because
how in the world do you call fair catch with the 15 yards before anybody was around you?
Who knows? Like, nothing really makes sense at this point in this game. The only thing that makes sense is that I'm glad we took the under.
Yep.
I'm just really glad we took the under. That's all.
Yeah. Hmm. 19-3. This is now it's 22.5, not 29.5. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
pretty sure you're not going to get an interception from Brady here.
that Thursday teaser already looks pretty good. Chargers,
Right.
I can do Chargers plus 10 and over 47.5. That looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I have no lines yet. I won't have any lines till the Monday game's finished. So my book sometimes is very sneaky on things. FCS, FBS, and team totals for college don't show up till game day. Teasers don't show up until the whole clock is done. So once Seattle finishes their game, I should be able to get lines
Right.
for the next game. Yeah. But I would already take that yet because that line's just going to jump. Who's listening to German techno?
That was the last commercial, Ken.
Yeah, make sure you guys all tell Yellow that I gave out an under tonight because I got a bunch of crap that I only did take overs. And that's the only thing I ever take is overs. That's not always true.
You do take mostly it's mostly overs.
I'm not saying it's not, especially second half. I prefer to take that. No, I took an under. I gave an under today, which actually pushed. It pushed because Tennessee missed the extra point, or somebody missed the extra point. I forgot. Was it Tennessee? Might have been Tennessee. I don't know.
It was a nice run
No,
for
that
a
wasn't
point
it.
up.
And he hurt himself.
And he hurt himself. Yep, sure looks like it.
Yep.
It is absolutely 95% of the time.
It's 95% of the time. I didn't even realize Yellow was in the chat. Thank you, Yellow. There's a lot of time, yes, especially in college. Yep. Most yards he got, and then he gets hurt, so that'll be the end of his night. This is Russell Gage again. Well,
I mean, we got
he needs two more to at least get his receptions if he took Russell Gage's things.
we got 10 minutes.
Yeah,
we got 10 minutes left here. I don't think Tampa's going to kill this entire clock. I don't think they can kill this entire clock.
Yeah, that's the one thing. You look at this game, and you're like, oh, it's over. And technically, from who's going to win it is over. But
right.
The fact that there's still 10 minutes left, makes this the longest second half ever in the history of sports almost. It feels like, I was like, oh, we got to be close to 3 or 4. This will be the last drive because everybody's had a drive. And there's Rashard White. He's going to be short by a yard or two. It just feels like this whole drive. How many possessions has there been in the second half? It's got to be about 9. 7 so far. So there's probably going to be about 9. It was KC under 60, and it died quickly. Yes. Yep. That was the one I gave out today. There's another one. Yeah. Okay. Kansas City scored, and then Kansas City turns back and gives up a 50-yard kickoff return. So Arizona basically scores, is in position right away, and Kansas City was playing prevent the win, which is what we call rally and tackle, quarters defense, or cover 3, and just, drop everybody back, turn around and tackle. I mean, how thankful is there? I give Trey Lance 3 games before he's benched.
I don't think you can count today's game, number one, just because it was on the road and weather. I don't think you
He
can
did the
take
same
that.
thing in the preseason. He didn't look any different. It's placement of the ball.
I think that they know, and from what the team's saying and from what the other players are saying, including I think Michael Irvin was talking today about how he had talked to Debo a lot in the offseason. The players know that Trey Lance is the guy. So unless he gets hurt, he's going to be the quarterback. Jimmy G is not taking them anywhere. He took them to the Super Bowl and lost, but but that was riding a running game and a defense that is still there. Trey Lance
Rashard White, first down.
I think Trey Lance is their guy unless he gets hurt. So I don't think there's any. The reason why Jimmy G is still there is because for whatever reason they decided, oh, we'll just re-sign him because we can't. We'd rather re-sign him and him still be here than cut him. Basically,
They couldn't cut him. They take the cap hit, and there's no reason to take the cap hit because they don't have anybody better. And if you have a running quarterback, you never know how long he's going to last.
Exactly.
Nice run here,
if Lance gets hurt, then Jimmy G is perfect to slot right back in. So I mean, I guess it does make sense.
The story is going to come out. Lance has a hamstring injury, and we're going to go to Jimmy G, and we're going to give it a couple weeks to get better. That's going to be the story. But the truth is going to be Lance was ineffective, and we're 0-3, and we're not going to win any games with Lance.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can look at today's game as anything because that was a train wreck.
I'm looking at every game he played. He looked the same way in the preseason.
Well,
he doesn't make decisions quick enough. He doesn't put the
ball
where it needs to be.
Then
they're going to play Jalen Darden
like in a few weeks. I think we see what they look like in a few weeks. If they're 3-1 or 4-1 or 4-2 or something like that, then this then everything that happened in week 1 is a complete wash and nobody cares.
The only game that doesn't count is week 2. They play Seattle next week.
Oh.
That game that's 100% and under.
I mean,
they play the Broncos week 3. They play the Rams week 4. Come week 5, they're going to have to either salvage their season versus the Panthers.
From what I've seen, the whole.
We got crushed.
What is going on? They're going to get Brady fucking killed back there. What is going on? Oh man, this dude's hurt. That's Boogie.
No, it's not. It's Boogie Basham, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to feel how do you get hurt sacking Tom Brady?
I don't know. Did he land on his cane? Did he land on his walker?
I mean, of all the guys, how do you hurt yourself tackling Tom Brady? Not like he's a big guy. This is not Cam Newton here. Oh, look, it's a Brady commercial.
I mean, I would liken I would compare the Trey Lance situation to the Dak situation or the Jalen Hurts situation. The only difference is that the backups or the starters and then backups in those other situations were then shipped out of town, and Jimmy G is still here, right? I mean, Carson Wentz was out. They were like, all right, we're gonna get this guy out of here. And
Well,
then
that was more to get around that contract that Carson Wentz. That
and
was a
then with
pretty genius to get around that contract.
Romo, you know, Romo was gone. So it was like, this is our guy, and there is no other guy. The other guy isn't here anymore.
I mean, Dak's played well with weapons, and I think Dak will be a lot better when Gallup comes back. And maybe Jason Peters is in there instead of this trash, whoever they have, revolving door that the Bucs are just going through constantly.
Kind of what I said with Lance previously was that I feel like he's a quarterback that is, a lot of the guys that come into the NFL right now are they're either ready to start right away or they're not. And I didn't think he was ready to start right away. I'm not even sure that he's ready to start right now, but it's obviously San Francisco has decided it's your time. You're going to start right now. So
actual known guys who scout in there, who have scouted Niners practices this year, last year, what's there, they still came up with the same solution what's there, which is the slogan I've been saying. And the reason I'm saying, because I trust what I'm hearing, he's a year away from being a year away. He has trouble diagnosing defenses. He has trouble making a decision. And he doesn't trust what he sees. And he's taking too much time to make a decision. And what he ends up doing is making a piss poor decision and quickly throwing it or throwing at their feet or 50 feet over their head.
Sure.
I mean, he can run, but I haven't yet seen the great run by Trey Lance yet, where he's running and escaping and.
Well, he only played like 2 or 3 games last year, and then today, which I would almost completely throw out today's game because of it being on the road, the first game of the year, and the weather. I mean, it was that game looked like a complete train wreck.
But it wasn't anything that the weather rained before game. It didn't actually rain. It was a light rain during the game.
Yeah, but it looked like they were playing in a pond.
Well, that's Soldier Field for you.
It looked really bad.
The stadium was built in 1905. Yes.
Yeah, the conditions looked really bad. And from what I had heard, I think they replaced that field in the off season. But obviously 3 inches of rain in like the last 24 hours doesn't bode well for anything.
Replacing the field. Okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take the under 28.5. I don't see anybody else scoring in this game.
Yeah,
I see the game was fun.
I think kind of what I said with Lance before is I think he's going to win you some games, but I think he's probably also going to lose you some games. And there's at some point
he lost this game.
It might not be this season. It might not be this season, but I would say, in the next year, in the next season or two, you have to decide if he's winning you more games than he's losing you. I don't know that he's going to be all that great this year. I think he's going to win them some games this year, but I think he's also going to lose them some games.
The score was 10-7. You were dominating them on the ground. And they weren't really doing anything. Lance had 54 yards rushing. Samuel had 52. Mitchell had 41. Wilson came in and gave you 22. But you're moving the football. You did this. You get a field goal. They just come back. They scored at the first drive. You're still up 10-7. You went right through on the 30. Third play in, you throw an interception. They get a short field. They turn around. They score 13-10. Then from that point on, the game was pretty much over. You got down on the field the other times. You were in field goal range, but you felt like you needed a touchdown. You went for it on 2 straight fourth downs in field goal range both times. Hey, here's a catch. It's a first down by Noah Brown.
But if they were gashing them, like if they were running well, then they probably should have continued running. And I would imagine that he probably doesn't have control over the play calling on the offense at this point. So
Correct.
it's
But
possible
he
Shanahan's
lost the
probably
game
making
on
that
play.
play call, and he's probably going to own that mistake.
Still, he's the guy who threw it. Oh, here
Sure.
comes the screen that he was
Oof.
basically got -5.
Blown up on.
I-
I don't know.
but
I just
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that this season of Trey Lance might look very similar to Jalen Hurts.
Dak is hurt.
Dak is hurt.
That took himself out of the game.
Yep, something happened with his thumb. Who's this?
Cooper Rush.
Wow, this is fucking great.
I really think this is Dak saying, "I'm done getting hit. This is not happening."
Probably. Yeah, he's probably like he's like my thumb kind of hurts, but
I heard something in my finger. Do you feel something here? Yeah, I feel it. It hurts. Real bruise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Harris didn't smack him in the hand, but yeah, this was. I'm done. Here's my question: if Cooper Rush moves the ball, and it's 4th and 6. Look at Dez. Dez is like, oh crap.
My finger, my thumb said that it didn't want to fucking do this anymore. Do you hear it? Yeah, I hear it. It just told me the same thing.
Hold on, they're gonna go for it here?
I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing right now.
They're about at midfield, just like they were last time when it was 4th and 3 and they punted.
Nothing
with 8
makes
minutes
sense
left.
anymore.
Cooper's checking the play. And the Bucks are way offsides.
Way offsides, yep. I mean, you can do whatever you want here. This is offsides.
This is 5 yards. Yep.
Yep.
Yep, Dak's going to die. Yeah, this hurts. This will end my game.
Going to the back. Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm out of here.
I'm going to go get a soda. Someone pass the beer. Next thing you're going to watch Dez White go, oh, here's the limp. It's my ankle. All right, 4th and 1. Mike McCarthy, that great play calling. This is probably a handoff to Ezekiel Elliott. Nope. Dalton Schultz. They get a first down. They're moving to try to get some points. They still could score. Get the 2 point and we cover on the tees. I think that's what we're rooting for this time. Cooper goes deep. The Bucks guy's wide open. He's sprinting down the field. The receiver checked up the route. Houston's going okay. He's talking there. What's wrong with Dak? Yeah, he doesn't think anything. I think it's the Kyler Murray. I don't want to play.
He's fine. You just don't want to be here anymore.
Jerry, someone wake up Jerry. Hey, he's texting Sean Payton. You ready for next year? Take a look at what you like. 3rd and 5. There goes Cooper. Once again, Dalton Schultz. No, it's not Dalton Schultz. It's another white tight end. Oh, that's the guy's name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that what that guy was? Okay.
Yep.
All right, here comes Cooper. Cooper's like, see, if I throw it to the guys,
Cooper, throw it to fucking. Cooper's like, this is the most fun I've had in a while.
And not anymore.
Less fun now. This is less fun.
There's Devin White back with the right of horse.
Wait a minute. That was our 5th sack.
Yes, that's over 4.5.
That cashed our sack prop. I completely forgot I bet that. Nice.
All right, it's 4th and 18. Devin White back on Ryan Morrissey. Cooper Rush goes, I know I'm going to get blasted on this throw. I better throw this about 10 yards because I'm going to get killed. He's got pressure. He's just going to go.
Oh
He's
my
got a man.
goodness! Oh,
And he dropped it.
Jeez, it was right there too.
Hockey, he hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped it. This is why you're a backup tight end.
Was that 4th down or was that 3rd down?
Yep. It's 4th and 18.
Oh
That's
my
why
God!
he went for 40. He had half the team open.
Wow.
I hate it when guys do that. It kills me in college. 3rd and 6. Let's go for 35. No, throw
Right.
for the guy who's 7 yards down the field, wide open. Pollard gets crap. He's in that drive. All he does is block. I don't think we're going to get the Bucs team total. I think we definitely got the under for the second half. That was easy money. Nice call, Rich, with the sacks. Yep. Well, we said that at the beginning. The sacks was going to be – neither team can block anybody. Fournette has 127 yards, and he goes out. So Fournette did rack up 13 fantasy points. PPR was 14.
Right.
Evans actually racked up.
You're kind of disappointed. Fournette played a hell of a game, but it's not a ton of points without a touchdown there or really any receptions.
No. Yep.
But every game is not going to look like this one.
No. All right. Did Dallas get the ball back? There's 3 minutes to go. They got the 2-minute warning. If the Bucs don't get a first down, they'll get the ball back.
Right. I mean, does Brady even come back in?
There's no way I'd put in Brady right now. This has
I don't know.
There were games
last year when he was in there.
Yeah, but he wants to play every snap.
Did they cut Kyle Trask?
No, he's just inactive today.
Oh, okay. Who's the backup then?
I think it's Ryan Griffin. Oh, no, it's Blake Bortles. No, not Blake Bortles. Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, Gabbert, that's right. Yeah, I saw him on the bench. I saw him on the bench with Brady at the beginning of the game.
Yep. Oh. Wonder what the Colts, how that's going to affect the Colts, where you basically just went and tied the Houston Texans. I mean, it's a better season for Houston just on that play. Yep, it's all Rachaad White. He's definitely quicker through the hole. He's nowhere near as strong as Leonard Fournette.
I'm okay. I'm okay with Fournette not being in this game at this point.
The goat and his geese? Oh, they can't beat him. Teams with a goose egg that's never beat the Bucs. Yeah. But this win's on the defense. This win has almost nothing to do with Tom Brady. I mean, if you're a Bucs fan, the one thing you don't like, Brady was on his ass a lot.
Yeah, he was. They're going to have to figure out something with that offensive line.
Yep.
The good thing is
the linemen don't grow on trees. Yep.
Right, but I think the good thing is that I don't know what their schedule looks like, but this is probably one of the tougher defensive lines they're going to play, at least for a little while. Saints are pretty tough.
Saints are the next week. Thanks, Yellow. Thanks for hanging in there. Yeah, we get the Saints next week, the Packers the next week, and then the Chiefs. So the next 2 weeks is going to be tough sledding.
Yeah.
So, because all those teams can stop the run. So Basham has a thigh injury. Dak Prescott has a right hand injury. His return is questionable. All right, so we're going to lose the Pollard stuff. We'll lose the receptions and the yards. And get to Julio Pollard, yeah. Yep. I'll take a look at other stuff that we have. Uh-oh. They're going to try an end around to Brashard Perryman. I think he lost 7 yards.
They're going to punt.
Yep. Dallas is going to get the ball back. Dallas called timeout, too. You got to be kidding me.
This second half has been pretty fucking painful to watch.
I told you this thing's there. This is the 10th possession, by the way.
Unders are like the worst. Unders are like the worst games to watch ever. Like when I bet unders in baseball, I don't even watch the game. I don't even, if it's the only thing on and I'm like, oh, what game did I bet on? Oh, this, I bet the under. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, let's just go because that's just you're just. So I don't bet a lot of unders. Oh, all right, Brady's excited. Look at her yellow. KG came in here and gave us 3 winners.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That is.
He's going to return it.
Wow, what are you doing? Why are you returning?
Because he's trying to make a play. Almost got to the 20 and getting 4 yards. All right, Cooper Rush, 80 yards and a 2-point conversion. That's our hope. Let's go. We need it. We're going to squeak out a unit. Maybe 2. I don't know. At this point, we can say the second half under 23.5 cashed.
Yeah.
But full disclosure, KG's 3-1. He also gave us the second half Bucks team total, which is, unless they have a pick 6 here, it's not going to cash. Full disclosure, as always. They throw it out to Elliott, and Elliott drops it.
And Zeke is still in there. What is going on? Why is Zeke still in there?
Should be Pollard.
Should be.
Fournette's 13.5 carries was the other one that cashed easily. Which one did? Pollard, definitely. We already talked about that. Jones, we already talked about that. Cashed. I'm surprised how much Cameron Brate did nothing. But here comes Faruko, who dropped the ball. Let's go back to him. Maybe he'll catch it this time. How many catches CeeDee Lamb have? 3? 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's got 2.
2?
Rush going deep. He's got a man. And it was CeeDee Lamb running through, and he's like, oh, shit, I'm wide open, and you missed me by 10 yards. And it's definitely what's going through his head. He's like, oh, I don't want to run another route. I was wide open, and you just missed me by 10 yards.
Wow.
I was behind the corner.
11 targets.
Yeah, he's only caught 2 passes. Now, Greg, frankly, almost all of them were.
I was going to say most of the targets are probably uncatchable anyway.
All right, big 4th and 3 already, because once again you went for a 30-yard pass on when you need 4 yards. Cooper over the middle, and Noah Brown with another big catch.
That's the misleading thing about those targets.
Yeah, but you always want to take targets because you want to have a guy who actually attempts to get a pass. They want to look your way. Yes.
So it looks like our game is going to come down to Russell Wilson versus Jerry Jeudy and Brandon McManus.
All right. So you have McManus?
Yeah, I've got McManus and I've got Judy.
Oh, Tony only gave me 2 points. Pitts only gave me 2 points. Thomas was there. Lamb only gave me 3 points. Yeah, 3 points sucks ass.
Yeah, what happened with Pitts?
Yeah, I'm not going to win. You're going to win this week.
Yeah. If I was making an educated bet, I would say I'm gonna win. But still,
Jack had a game. Jack scored 154 points.
well, the good thing is he can only win one. He can only get one win out of it.
And you come back and you get a good chance to get a good waiver pickup.
Man, Cole Kmet had one target. And
Yeah,
no
I have no
catches.
idea where you played Cole Kmet.
Because he's
I know
my
he
tight
looks his
end.
way. Yeah. Time to get a new one.
And because he looked really good in the preseason. I mean, I'm not gonna take a whole lot out of that Bears Niners game today, to be honest.
I don't know if Tampa kills the Saints because the Saints always play the Bucks close, and Winston's been the quarterback in those games.
Division games. The division games are tight a lot of the times.
All
And
right.
we both kind of had the same thought, was that without kind of Winston was going to have a decent season and should have had a good game today. He didn't have
He
that
ended
great
up
of a game
having
today.
he ended up getting his prop, and building
Yeah.
up. So the
And
left
they
tackle was
won.
open.
They won. They brought him back.
Yep.
This guy just dropped a
This is
flag on the field. What the fuck is going on here?
It's intentional grounding. He threw to the left tackle.
Oh. Well, who gives a shit? There's 2 minutes left. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is this a loss of down?
Yes. That down counts and you lose the yards. So it's 2nd and 20. Or 25. I don't know. So he gets out of the tackle box. I think 70. The center comes around on a wheel route. And he's wide open and he throws it right to him.
What?
I mean, when have I ever seen the center go around the offensive line in the front and break out to the side? Was Dallas going to introduce a new trick play there? All
I
right,
don't
the
know.
center's eligible.
I don't know, but Mike McCarthy's gonna probably go kill himself in the bathroom. Then
I mean, come on. The center literally ran around the front of the line of scrimmage to go wheel route and then break out Cooper. And welcome back.
There's another sack for good measure.
Vita Vea, which why he's playing since he's had so many knee injuries, I don't know. Vita Vea is an absolute beast.
They probably didn't tell him not to go in, and he was like, "Well, we're still playing, right?" Nobody
Cooper
told me
Rush.
not to go in.
Well, he does get the pass. He's going to make it 4th and 15. They're going to get closer.
What's crazy is I have Dalton Schultz on one of my teams that is still, the game is still in question. So I should probably be happy about that. But I just want this to be over. I just don't want to watch this anymore.
Tony Pollard's been wide open about 10 times. And they're going to throw it to him on 4th and 12. Nope, that's it. End of the game. All right, that'll be the end. Tony Pollard's going to get up and act like he's done anything, but it's 4th down, and he's about 7 yards short of the first down. So Tony Pollard did catch another pass. They finally did actually get him the ball. Pollard got 2 catches. That's just pathetic. I mean, it started off like, what the crap are you doing?
They had no clue. No clue. Like, there was no game plan. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing to watch this game and say, you guys do this for a fucking living? Like, this is what you do? Like, this is your game plan?
Yep. All right, so play that we're giving out, Seattle -6.5. And Thursday, we already gave out the teaser, but we'll be on again Thursday. Thanks for everybody. We had up here 9, 10 people. That's always nice to get the numbers here. We've got to keep pushing for it. Other than that, thanks for joining. We squeak out a couple of units. So, again, it's a winning night. So, that's all that matters. See everybody in the Discord. Yep. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Thanks, MT13, for the write-up. So, we're going to use that from now on. That was pretty cool. All right. Thanks, KG. Thanks for the inside place. Yep. Have a good one.
Guys.
Bye-bye.